In a world threatened by an ancient hidden war, disgraced former wrestling champion Tyrus finds himself scraping by as a security guard at a high-tech laboratory. When a freak accident grants him incredible superpowers, he finds himself facing off against Gorgon and her horde of evil man-beasts. Will Tyrus become the unstoppable hero who saves the world, or will he fall and doom us all?
Hola, mi amigos. Estoy, I am. I don't know. Me llamo is Gabriel. I really don't like the way my name is pronounced en español. So, my family's like half Mexican and I live 20 miles from Mexico. So I hear Gabriel constantly. It's Gabe. It's Gabriel. It's not Gabriel. Don't give me Gab. I don't like Gabi. It sounds like something big and mushy and like, I picture like, when gummy bears like stick in your teeth and all that. So it's not Gabriel. It's and actually, since you go by your father's family, right? I'm an Eltaeb, which is Arabic. It's actually Jibril is how you say Gabriel in Arabic. So it's actually Jibril, like the I think the New York Giants former linebacker Jabril Peppers is what they would call him on TV. How you guys doing? It's February 3rd. It's Double Impact. Jericho's late. I'm sitting in front of my drawing desk, a poster, and a supply desk with another small drawing board on it. How's everyone doing? But you saw the thumbnail for today's video, and in light of the files coming out and all the Nicki Minaj blowing the lid off of Hollyweird, I thought it'd be apropos to make today's show. Told you so. Not that anyone smart enough to watch this show, and you guys are brilliante. Anyone smart enough to watch the show already believed this, already thought it, already knew it. I did. Do you have any proof? It's all alleged. You can't prove it. But I knew that the Hollywood people were disgusting, allegedly Satanist perverts, and all that stuff. You guys ever see Eyes Wide Shut? I had the displeasure of watching that movie New Year's Eve in Greeley, Colorado, going from 1999 until the year 2000. And didn't like the movie. Weird, disjointed, creepy, seemingly pointless. But I heard the big studios and the powers that be in Hollywood didn't like what Kubrick was showing in that movie. But as you guys know, for years that you've seen me online here, everywhere I am online, especially YouTube here with you guys, I've always said I hate filth. And I thank my mother, Rebecca, for that, and my father, Abdul, the family I was raised in, where if there was filth in a movie or music or whatever, we turn it off. I didn't have the kind of parents that were embarrassed to not be cool and what are you uptight, man? And if there was shit on the TV that was demonic and evil and subversive, yeah, the TV was turned off and it was explained to us that's garbage. We don't watch that. It's no different than letting your children eat garbage and letting them become fat and unhealthy because they're just eating a bunch of crap. So, I've known my whole life, like my mom would seethe at people like David Bowie and Prince, Poison, Megadeth, all this stuff, that it was just pure trash. And I'm thankful to God. Seeing how things have turned out 47 years later, I'm 47 years old, from the 80s till now, 40-something years later, in that childhood that I was born into, that pop culture 80s, until now, I'm glad my mom was right. She was right. It is trash. Allegedly, those people are quite evil and probably have been for much longer than we've known about. And I'm so glad I was shielded from letting my mind marinate in that. Because what I was taught young and what I do know and do understand is that you will become your thoughts. You will act on what you believe, right? And if I watch all those movies and that music when I'm young and still learning about the world and forming my worldview based on the ideas and the facts and the events, I'm going to believe in the morality of that filthy Hollywood stuff. And if I believe in it, I'll act on it. And I think what you see now, as it degenerates more and more and more post-World War II in a post-Christian world, what you see now is the fruit of that. The disgusting, poisonous fruit is blossoming. It's harvest time for that stuff. So, told you so. Always hated Beyonce. Always hated Jay-Z. Don't know who Bad Bunny is, but if he hates my country and he's a degenerate, then he goes on the list too. Now, do I hate them as human beings? No. Hatred is wrong. It's wrong to hate people. I hate what they do. That's right. That's morally correct to hate what they do. So anyone that wants to push garbage on kids or society at large, you're doing evil. You're doing evil, and you should be ashamed. You should stop immediately. Repent and change your ways. But enough of the fire and brimstone. I want to tell you guys about a special thing I'm doing. So this is a weight belt. When you're a big, strong man like me and you love to lift weights, you might want to put one of these around your belly and around your back. This one, that's Cormac there, the goat, the evil goat. He's one of the evil villains. Evil villain, that's a bit redundant. We could just say villain. We don't have to say evil villain. There aren't good villains. From the Unstoppable Tyrus graphic novel, which you can still pre-order at bigmancomics.com. Do you love adventure? Do you love excitement? Do you love muscle-bound heroes smashing evil in the face? The kind of stuff Steven Seagal would do to evil CIA agents? Guys, we have it in the Unstoppable Tyrus graphic novel. Please go get it. The campaign, I couldn't be happier about it. It's going so well. People are pre-ordering this thing, and we're very excited about it. But I'm getting off track. I'm getting a little bit off track. The belts. You can win this belt, the one I'm touching. I have touched this belt. You can win it. I will sign it. I will mail it to your house. No purchase necessary, because that's illegal. So what you do is you get on the mailing list at bigmancomics.com. If you bought a comic book from me, you're on the mailing list. If you just go, but no purchase necessary, but if you just go to bigmancomics.com, right at the top it says get on the mailing list, you get on the mailing list. Next Tuesday, February 10th, 2 days after the filthy New England Patriots lose the Super Bowl to the Seahawks, please, you will be able to win this. We're going to just randomly pick someone from the list. So we have, you have thousands of people on your mailing list, right? I mean, you guys all have thousands of people on your mailing list. And you put, I'm going to go to Grok and ask it, hey, what's a website that does like a random number generator thing? And everyone has a number assigned to them, right? 1 through 10 zillion. And then we'll randomly pick a number. And the winner will win this weight belt. And then you get strong like me and Tyrus. You cannot have this weight belt. This one is for me. This one is a bigger one. Steve Cardillo, Cardillo. Is it Cardillo? In Italian, does the double L make a Y like Espanol? It could be Cardillo. I'm not an expert at speaking Italian, but Steve Cardillo, he's got 1 million followers on Instagram. He's been making these belts. So it says on the back of my other belt. Let me see. He's been making these belts since 1986. Since Gabe was a second grader at Jackson Elementary in Greeley, Colorado. He's been making these awesome weight belts. He's made a few for Tyrus. I think I'm going to have him make some roast battle belts for my daughter. She's the lead of Roast Battle for Southern California. That's stand-up comedy stuff. So this one is mine. You may not have it. Don't touch at it. Please don't even look at it. But this one, get on my mailing list, and you can have this one. Hopefully it'll fit around your tummy. If not, too many Twinkies, knock it off. More protein, less carbs. But guys, and then the Unstoppable Tyrus. Let me get into that right quick. The great thing about crowdfunding comics from Big Man Comics, you see it right there. Let me touch it. Ooh, hot. Is that hello there? It's sorry, I'm sitting back in my chair. That is Hardy Harmonica. I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. And Tony from Down Under. She says the new intro is really good. Well, thank you, Tony. The new intro is fantastic. And Hardy Harmonica, hi, Gabe. Hardy Harmonica, how you doing? The great thing about getting a Big Man comic is it's done. You see that? You see how thick, T-H-I-C-C, you see how thick that is? Guys, we have 6 variant covers, okay? Right? This is a great one. I wanted one cover just featuring the ladies because I think that too much woke art, they make the women ugly on purpose because the woke weirdos are jealous of cartoon women that don't exist. That's weird. But we want to have masculine bad guys that are fighting even more masculine and powerful good guys. We want it to be awesome. Just dazzling artwork. And they're done. The books exist. So when you pre-order it, we're going to take pre-orders until March 20th. And then we're going to tally it up and get my printer to print it. Printers, 3-4 weeks to print. And then in about another week to ship. And then, if there's enough copies ordered, it's not shipping to me. It's shipping to a distributor. And then I'll travel to the distributor, so will Tyrus, and we'll autograph everyone that paid extra for the autograph. And then they get shipped out. You get your books Q2. I said, because I keep getting emails from people, when is my book going to ship? And I said, I don't know exactly, because the printer is 3 to 4 weeks, and shipping is about a week. And then to autograph it, we got to coordinate time with Tyrus. Let's see, add to stage. Here's folks, the great Jericho Green. How you doing, bud?
Chilling. How are you?
I was telling people about these amazing, new, sexy, if I could use that word to describe a comic book. I've never seen a sexier piece of paper than this.
Never seen a more sexualized piece of paper than
that. You can get, it's a 20-page comic book magazine style thing, and it's raw inks. There's a pencil sketch cover. There's some notes from me about designing and writing comics. But again, 6 different covers. The book is done. So you'll get it on time in the second quarter of 2026 once the pre-order campaign is over. And then Jericho, right. I don't know if I've showed you this yet. Shown you this yet.
There we go.
My original custom-made Steve Cardillo thick-ass leather weightlifting belts that are the Unstoppable Tyrus. That's laser etched, dude. Someone's gonna win
serious ass with that.
Yeah, you go belt to ass on somebody.
Woo! That's a whole lot of ass right there.
Someone's a bad girl,
dude.
I don't want to meet the kind of woman that this is the belt. That's a serious belt, my friend.
That's a safe word edition right there. You better have something to say. Dude. I mean, yeah, if you win the belt, you can use it for working out or spanking the misses. It's up to you.
Yeah, guys, look, this thing is like half a centimeter thick of leather. Do not spank people with this belt.
If that's what she's into, you know what I mean? You got to give the people what they want.
Anyway, I told them earlier, but I'll say it again since Jericho's here. You win this belt next time you see me and Jericho next Tuesday. On Tuesday, you win this belt right here, and Bob's your uncle. By getting on my mailing list. If you bought a comic from me or you buy one, you're on the mailing list. But it would be illegal to tell you the purchase is necessary because that's like gambling or a lottery. We don't do that. Just go to my website if you didn't buy a book and get on the mailing list. That's it. That's it. No purchase necessary. Tune in next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, and you will get. Look at Cormac there, the evil goats. No, he's like, awesome. He just got the belt to the ass. That's why he's making that face.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
That's right. That is right. So thank you, Jericho. He's my attorney right now. What's his name? St. Bernard Sanders is not available till later. But we're going to talk to St. Bernard Sanders about the list of celebrities who visited little islands. Allegedly. Allegedly. Ladies and germs, this is the episode you've been waiting for, where I take the restraint off Jericho and I let him have Hollywood. I just let him I let him put it down hard. Let me check the chat here real quick. Someone else said something. Microphone has a hard time picking you up when you sit back. Oh, that is true. Because the microphone is over here on my iPad. And I'm laying back in my chair. So I will sit forward.
Chilling.
I'm going to sit forward like it's the fourth quarter of a football game and my team needs big third down here, Jericho. Big third down.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the lean in. The lean in.
My son found a hat and it just said big third down here on it. I love it. That's a great hat for dads. You know?
Those third downs are big.
Right.
Big especially like a third and short. Yeah, you better get it, you jackass. Right. Shouldn't have been in this position in the first place.
What's your opinion on kickers that lose the game? On the one hand, the father in me, who has pity and empathy because you're a father, so you learn a lot of sympathy and mercy as a father. The father in me is like, poor bastard humiliated himself in front of millions on TV and ruined the season. The football player and the man in me is like, fuck you. You play 3 plays a game. How dare you miss that kick? 3 plays. You kick off, you might do an extra point or 2. You have the nerve. You don't even practice. For those of you that don't know, when you play football, I only played high school, the kickers, the punters, don't practice with you. They're on another field, punting and kicking for 2 hours while everyone else is tackling and hurting themselves and getting bruised and broken. They're over there, boop, just kicking the ball. They have the nerve to come out and miss a field goal. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Oh, man. I think the reality of it is if you're in a position where the kicker, all the pressure's on the kicker and it's win or lose on the kicker, then you guys fucked up too.
Right.
Unless it's just, unless it's like just a defensive slugfest, 3-6, 9-6,
Yeah.
something like just an ugly game.
What if the kicker misses like 3 field goals in a game? You got
Oh,
yeah, he's got a belt for the ass.
Being a Niner fan, we had a little fella named Jake Moody, who blew it a few times. So yeah, I mean it's a double-edged sword, and they got to take it. They got to take it. If it, I've seen that the real heartbreakers. Some of the real bad ones I've seen are like college.
Oh,
it's like whatever. Oh man, and that's the loneliest guy on the planet after he misses a game-losing kick. So yeah, it's messed up. You shouldn't have put him in the position where the kicker, everything rests on their leg, but you did. You do have one job, and you did fuck it up. You idiot, especially if it's a chip shot. If it's within 50 yards nowadays, if it's like a 28-yarder, 32-yarder, you fucking asshole. If we're talking 50 plus, 55, 58, it gets to a distance where, hey, if he misses it, you're expecting him to miss. If he makes it, that's a surprise.
Right.
But you're expecting him to miss. But anything within 50 yards, you son of a bitch, this is your moment. It's what you've been born for. And you see the kickers next to the other guys on TV, and they look small. But when you see a kicker by themselves, I remember I watched this program, and it was this martial art that was created by this American, and he's like ex-military, and he developed his own martial arts style. It was legit, it was recognized, but it was focused on absorbing pain and taking pain. There were blocks and kicks and punches and all that kind of stuff, but it mainly focused on if you get hit, take that hit and keep it moving, right? Keep fighting. And part of the black belt test was you had to get kicked in your groin. And this went for the women too. And there's a twist to this story that I'll get to in a second. But part of it was you had to take 4 punches, 4 simultaneous punches, 2 on the side, one in the front, one in the back, 4 simultaneous punches to the neck, and you had to take a kick to the groin. Now, this wasn't. And so they didn't just get somebody from the class or the teacher. They brought in an all-American place kicker from the local college. This guy walks in, this little short dude, stocky. He was wearing jeans, and you could see the muscles in his thighs, his hams, his calves, his quads.
It's like, oh, hey, this is the kicker from the college. They call him Quadzilla.
He had Earl Campbell quads. If you don't know who Earl Campbell is, at the conclusion of this program, Google Earl Campbell quads. Crazy, legendary.
Earl Campbell, or you could Google the General Sherman redwood tree.
Yeah, either one.
Same
circumference, same thickness. You ever see those redwoods you could people drive their car through?
That's Earl Campbell,
That was modeled. They modeled that tree. They genetically modified that tree.
Scale it down. They had to scale it down.
Yeah, there wasn't enough room.
Yeah.
They're like, we got to scale it at least 50%.
Yeah, they couldn't find
the genetics.
Earl Campbell.
the molecules in the tree would explode when they tried to get it Earl Campbell size. So they had to scale it down. It's a documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, the whole thing.
It's a whole thing about it. So this guy's quads were stupid, and like I said, the women too. So the woman went first. She had to put her feet shoulder width apart. This guy backed up like 2 steps, like the place kicker will walk it back. He'll like walk back his steps 2 or 3. Yeah, he fucking runs up, stutter steps.
Now they're wearing a cup when he does this, right?
No, the only cups.
No, hold on.
Gabe, I should find it and send it to you.
I'm no doctor, but you would rupture someone's testes doing that.
But what's the point if you're wearing a cup? You're not gonna have a cup on the street.
You'd still get injured wearing a cup.
You know what really suck? If one of your balls kind of hung out and it was pinched on the cup in your leg.
Jeez.
Oh, boom. So anyway, shoulder width apart. He walks off the steps, dude, and he runs up and kicks this lady in her fucking cooch. Kaboom! Dude, she passed out. The dude's caught her. She was done. Kicked her so hard in her snatch that she passed out. So now it's the guy's turn. Martial arts is this, dude? Exploded her uterus inside of her. So the guy Same thing, feet shoulder width apart. The place kicker walks off his steps, dude, and just fucking right his dude's balls. Dude, he takes it, bows, and like shakes the guy's hand and just fucking walks it off. I was like,
no way.
Like his testicle should have exploded.
It should have went around
disintegrated.
The back, hit him in the back of the neck.
He should have just spit out 2 testicles out of his mouth. That's how hard he kicked this dude in his ball sack, and he walked it off. So I don't know what the name of that martial art is. It started by an American. Somebody in the chat. I know we got some internet sleuths out there. Find what that is, but I swear. And I want to say it was on like Fight Science or something like that. So it was like a little documentary about it. But dude, he's just exploding people's crotches. What?
My brother just sent me a text. We're laughing at it. He got a quote from the local, I'm going to call him out too, Nissan dealership to fix a used car he has. They want $19,000.
What?
Of course, my brother's not going to do this. He's not an idiot. But he just thought it would be funny to show me this text where they're like, yeah, we think this, and that. Yeah, it's probably going to be about $19,000 to fix a like 10-year-old car.
Are they going to bring you a new car for that $19,000?
Out of here, $19,000. That's some good.
Hey, you better.
Cocaine.
Hey, listen. If next time they call you, listen in the background and see if you hear a bunch of other people talking, because that could be an internet cafe in Mumbai somewhere.
He did take his car to the dealership. He took it there, so they're contacting him back. Like, okay, we looked at your car. It needs $19,000.
Dude, you should text him back. Is that all? When can I drop it off? They'd be like, what? It worked?
Like, dude, you could
buy. Maybe that's a typo. I'm gonna play devil's advocate for the dealership. Maybe that's a misplaced comma. Yeah, because that's a hell of a repair.
Or it was $190,000.
And then they really fucked up. Like, no. There's one more zero in there. There's one more. We want to charge you almost $200,000.
Why is that just part of society? And everyone's just like, yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. The dealership is always trying to rob people blind. Why is that just okay? It's not okay with anyone, but we all just allow it. Why?
I don't know. I think because we don't have the knowledge.
Everyone knows this. You know.
Yeah.
I have a good, I thank God. This is first world problems. This is rich people problems. Me and my wife were talking the other day about our mechanic, Alan, because we've been going to him since 2004. He is the best, most honest, reasonably priced dude ever. I have like 5 cars. And anytime something wrong, I take it to Alan, and he come back, and he's Vietnamese guy. He's like, Gabe, you don't need to fix this. It's blah, blah, blah. He's told me that multiple times. Like, oh, you don't need to fix this. It's just this. It costs you less money. And I'm like, and he's done that, and I've been going in since 2004. So this is rich people problems. My wife and I, what are we going to do when Alan retires and closes his shop? Because he's like in his 50s now or whatever. Because it's hard to find a young Alan mechanic. You know?
Maybe there's an Alan Jr. or somebody that he can kind of grandfather you into, who, you know, he's known for 30 years. This guy's good. You know, he'll give his stamp of approval, probably come with an introduction and a handshake. You know, he sounds like a solid dude. Yeah. But maybe what if there's just a long con and he's going to hit you with one bill for like $25,000. And you're going to trust him and be like, no question. Yes, Alan. Yes. And he's going to ride off in the sunset.
Building my trust for 22 years.
For 22 years, dude. That little son of a bitch, Alan. Got you.
And then just rug pulls me there at the end, huh? That's his retirement plan. You think?
Yeah, you'd have to give him a certain level of respect at that point. Like, I'm not even mad, Alan.
No, Alan said it's $25,000. We always trust him.
He's never steered us wrong. Remember the time he could have charged us this and he told you how to fix it? Yeah.
He's done that multiple times. He's like honest to a fault. He's shown me the parts. He's like had it in a rag and he's like, no, it's not bad. I just clean it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
But that's why you're with him. That's why you've been with him for 22 years. That's why.
His place is packed. Like it's packed. It's full of cars all the time. And his like yard out back, there's 20, 30 cars out there. And the garage is always full of people. He's awesome, you know. So yeah. Good old shout out to Alan. Shout out to Alan. He's right there. He's right next to, remember in Judge Dredd, the triangle white building?
Yeah.
The futuristic building? He's right there. He's right on that road. So, yeah, that's right across the street from Top Gun. It's right across from the Miramar Marine Corps Air Station.
Oh, it's a pretty good location for old Alan.
Yeah, good old Alan.
It's pretty good. Isn't that funny when they, and it's usually Asian people, when they come here, they pick like an American name, because I'm sure his birth name is not Alan.
Right. Yeah.
But I like when they pick, you know, and it's always some like American sitcom name. Like
you know when I
Alan.
first noticed that? I never saw more than 1 or 2 episodes of 21 Jump Street. As you know, I didn't watch a lot of television.
Oh, that's going way back.
But I happened to see 21 Jump Street, and there was an Asian fella. I think his last name was Aoki on the show, so I think that's Japanese. I don't know if he's Japanese in real life, but I remember I was, 9 or 10 years old, and the character was Harry Aoki. And it hit me right there like, oh, they come from another country and give their kid a real American name to help assimilate and fit in. Because I'm like, Harry Aoki, like that doesn't go. And but I like at age 9 or 10, I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing. It's actually kind of smart, Come and be an immigrant and blend in
and assimilate. Remember when they used to do
then
that?
Jericho, what do you know? The Asians are the most successful demographic in the country.
Wait a
They came here and said, hey, look at all this stuff these white people are doing. And they're kind of rich. They kind of figured some shit out. What if we took our Asian stuff that works, took their white European stuff that works, and then we all stayed married and stayed out of jail?
Them. Yeah,
then we stayed out of jail, got married, had kids. Holy shit, it does work.
Focus on education and family.
Right. Wow. What a concept.
And now we're not talking the richest group in America by like, white people are number 2. No, they're number 1 and white people are like number 4.
Right.
Like
and think about that.
Way up there.
Think about this. Asians are the number 1 successful group in America, and America's the richest country in the world. Therefore, American Asians are the most successful people in the world.
In the world.
And they came here.
Indians too. We're throwing Indians in there too. You guys are in Asia.
With nothing,
Dude, less than nothing.
Right. Yeah, they got some of them got interred in World War II. They got in those camps. That was a Democrat president that did that, by the way.
Yep. But they've been compensated.
All the super racist stuff in America, the KKK, Civil War, the civil
Jim
rights,
Crow.
all the stuff, Jim Crow. It's always Democrats that do it. And then they just have this bullshit thing they made it. We're like, yeah, but the party's reversed.
They switched. We can't tell you when.
No, can't tell you when. Can't tell you
it
who.
Happened.
Can't tell you why.
It happened.
They switched.
But then I make the mistake of going way back in history, and then I find these pictures of these black Republicans, like in the late 1700s when it was, that racism was hot, or it was supposed to be. But now, I don't know. Was it that bad at one point?
Jericho, let's do a little quiz here. This party was formed in the 1800s with their major plank being anti-slavery.
It couldn't have been the Republicans, because Republicans hate black people. So I'm going to go by what I've been told by everyone everywhere and say Democrats.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Ooh, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, you got that.
Sorry. That's what I was like. Oh, that motherfucker's Canadian. No, you bastard.
Right. What did he die of? Because was he old or was he sick?
He was sick.
Oh, that sucks. He was a treasure, that guy.
Ooh, sorry. Yeah, man.
I liked him.
It got to the point where I'd sit there with my mom and watch it, and I'd get to, a couple grand. And I was young, I was like right out of high school, 20s. I was young, and I would do all right on Jeopardy. But my mom, she just reads so much and does crossword puzzles. She just has that just knowledge about all this stuff. And she would go deep on Jeopardy, like, answering all these crazy questions about boop, 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 all the different sounds. And the Jeopardy, it's woven itself into American culture.
Right.
If you do that sound.
That's a joke when you're waiting too long for someone.
Yeah.
Start the Jeopardy song.
Everybody knows exactly what you mean. No question. It's funny. People laugh because of that common experience, that connection. Everybody knows what the fuck that is. And, someone will write something ridiculous. Someone will claim something ridiculous happened, and people put, "Oh, things that didn't happen for 800, Alex."
Right.
You know, that show is just, and I feel bad for the guy. Can't remember the guy's name. The super fan who won all this money on there, who's now the host.
Oh, Ken Jennings. He's now the host.
Yeah, I feel bad for. Or it was the last time I checked.
Trump derangement.
Yeah, I feel bad for him because, man, you ain't filling those shoes. Alex Trebek was on for so long, and he dug himself so deep into American culture. So many homes and so many people have the same experience that I do, because that competition that let me test my knowledge appealed to everybody. It would get all kinds of people sitting down. Even if you couldn't hang that long, if you walked in the room and Jeopardy was on, you were going to stop and see if you knew the answer to the question, or the question to the answer.
When it's your wheelhouse, you're like comic books. I'm like, I got this one.
Dude, one time I'm sitting there watching with my mom, and the category was West Coast rap. I was like, Mom, watch this. I grew up on this shit, and it was like Tupac questions, and the nerds on there were like, and they didn't get any of them wrong. That was the one category where none of them got shit, and I was nailing it. But yeah, whenever it's your category, oh yeah, watch this.
Curtains,
it's fucking awesome. And then when it is in your wheelhouse, the questions are so elementary, but people don't know,
right.
Or at least that type of person they have on the show, they don't know.
Yeah. I am every year at Christmas, my wife has that big Mexican family, and they play all the Christmas games and all the silly games. One of them is just trivia, and I don't play. Because when I play trivia, I answer every question.
Oh yeah, everybody gets mad.
I sweep the board. I like I'm not trying to brag. But I got a lot of knowledge. I know a lot about everything, and I don't know why. I don't know where I pick it up, but I have this ability where when I hear something, I don't forget it, basically. And I just know it the rest of my life. I don't know. In college, I didn't study. I would sit, the teacher would lecture, I would write it, throw the notes away, get an A on every test. In college, in 4 years, I got an A in every class, every single class, every semester, every year, except 2 classes. In ceramics, I got a C, and I'll tell you why. My teacher, one of the assignments was going to make like 15 coffee mugs, like identical, and he lost it. And since I didn't turn it in, I got my grade docked big because that was a big assignment. That a semester later, I found my mugs behind like 2 racks in the back of the room where they keep all the pottery, that he had put them somewhere, and we couldn't find them for like 6 months. So I didn't go back and pick my grade. But I nearly got straight A's in college, except for 2 classes. I got a B once, and I got a C once. So, and I never studied. I wouldn't study at all. I don't need to. I was talking today a little bit on Twitter. I was asking people if they were in the gifted and talented program growing up, because I think I've been thinking about it more. I was. They took us away. They told us, "Oh, you're in GATE, gifted and talented education." Blah blah blah. We saw something in you, and we went to this weird little room. And like the lights were kind of off. It was like half dark, and they were just letting the light in from the outside. We would go there once or twice a week, and we'd read books. And the teacher was some lady that wasn't from our school. I can't even see her face. The whole thing is like a weird, dreamy memory, and I don't know why. There's something very weird about it. I remember putting earphones on one time, and there were these like weird tones going on. I don't know what the point of that was. And I like to imagine with my tinfoil hat on, real snug. I have a tinfoil hat on under this white hat. I like to imagine it's like some weird alphabet agency recruiting tool.
Yeah, or CIA.
They're trying to give the kids psychic powers, like in the Akira cartoon, But they're like, it's like 11. It's like Stranger Things. You're like,
you're like making fucking cubes float in the air and shit. Okay. Grab this little fucker.
Okay. They're like holding up a card with a drawing on it and asking me if I know what the drawing is. From the
and you guess it right every time.
Yeah, you nail it every time. Like, they're like writing everything down. Then they sit and talk to your mom for 20 minutes while you're waiting in the car, And GATE was very strange because it's so dreamlike. I kind of remember it. I kind of don't. And I've read online other people that were in GATE. They kind of don't remember it either. It's like a weird thing.
I thought that story, the way it started, was going to end like real bad. Like, the room was dark, and then it was like, oh, whoa, come on. GATE's there for something else, huh?
Yeah.
I remember kids going to that, and I was never invited to any of that. But
hold on. Antonio said he was an RSP. Respected stupid people. Not
hey, me too. Didn't have smarts, but I had respect on the playground.
So hey, what he doesn't have in brains, he makes up for in strength.
More brawn than brains on this one.
Just be wearing overalls with no shirt and throwing hay bales. You know?
Yeah, like, oh, we'll get him in the CIA. He'll be doing something else.
Throw them over there?
Yeah, you'll be strictly for killing. That's all you're gonna do for the CIA. You're not gonna be doing.
You want me to crush him?
Yeah, crush his head. Remember, like the cantaloupes.
Like cantaloupe. I like cantaloupe.
Yeah, they throw you a fucking. Throw you a Swedish fish in your mouth. Like, more cantaloupe? Hold on, not yet, buddy, not yet. We go to the next cantaloupe.
If I crush him, will you give me the cantaloupe?
Yeah, sure will, buddy. We'll give you a slice at a time. And we cut the rind off for it because you have problems with the rind.
No, don't cut the rind. Don't cut the
Okay.
rind. Okay. Like,
Another assistant dead. You've killed him.
Don't cut the rind.
How many fucking times we got to tell you guys? Don't cut the rind. It's the third intern this year.
I crush your head.
Calm down. Calm down. Let the kittens go. Give them the kittens.
I like the rabbits, George.
Fuck, dude. You got to stop killing the fucking interns, man. God.
Oh, man. That's the third one this week. Head just crushed like a grape.
We're running out of flags to fold up and send to these fucking people.
I don't know if we're going to run out of cantaloupes or interns first.
We'll find out. We put too much into this program. We got to see it through.
Yeah. So that's the Respected Stupid People program. And the Gate
program. That's different. That was different than Gate. A little more violent than Gate.
I don't want to like make things up, but it does kind of disturb me that I can't really remember the Gate thing. I remember I was old enough already. I wasn't like 5. I was already 8, 9, 10. Like I was, later elementary school. And it's like such a weird, foggy memory. I wonder what they were doing to us. Like probably earphones, like weird tones in the earphones and like, read this. Look at this. What do you think about this? Like
you're cracking codes. Those are fucking all these codes and shit they couldn't figure out.
What do these symbols mean? Do you see a pattern in these symbols? Could you tell me what they mean?
They were green lighting airstrikes based on what you little kids were choosing.
Now, what if I had something really important and it was a little dangerous and I wanted to hide it from other people? Where would you hide it on this map?
Let's say you had two airplanes and they're going different directions, but one of them has something very valuable. Which direction would you choose? Let's say the coordinates were blah, blah, blah. You're like, oh, based on blah, 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 I would choose it. That's what we thought.
It was weird. It was
go.
I want to know why the lights were sorted out. And it was like it's like you turn off the lights and then it was just the sunlight from outside coming in. What's that about? That's weird.
So they probably pumped some gas in there, knocked you guys out, took you to a black site. You guys unknowingly used your fucking abilities to extract information from some waterboarded, beaten fucking dignitary. And they fucking, you guys are shaping world policy, man. Didn't even know. Then you wake up.
Noriega was hiding.
Yeah, dude.
Noriega. Symbols and numbers and like, oh, the man is in this room. Why?
Yeah. With they have direct communication with a fucking strike team. You guys don't know your other students are in there singing happy birthday to some fucking
real.
kid.
It's just a game. You just shoot at the bad guys. They're not
real.
It's
just a game.
It's like you know the science fiction book Ender's Game?
Yeah.
And you know the spoiler of the battle they're doing?
No, but I've heard of it.
Well, I'll tell you, spoiler. He's directing this huge space battle, wiping out an alien army. It's all virtual, like a video game in front of him, because he's a prodigy. And here, there, blah, 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 killing millions of alien spaceships and blah, blah, blah. And they win this battle. They win this war. And then they tell him that was all real. You weren't simulating anything.
You killed thousands of people. Good job, son. You should be proud. Did it for your country.
Now, what if the bad people wanted to take away my briefcase that had a special prize in it?
Yeah. But this briefcase is...
Do you think if you thought hard enough, you could give them a headache that would make them fall down?
Yeah. This briefcase is lined with lead. So we really need you to concentrate so we can find it.
Yeah.
Or they go...
by thinking about it really hard.
Now, let's say it's not real, but we put a gun in your hand, and then you had to choose which person to shoot. And all you hear is... There's some guy bound and fucking gagged with his fucking burlap sack over his head. Which one? Just pull the trigger. It's not real. Fucking.
It looks real.
Whoa.
Play.
Gabe, how was school today? Mom. I think I shot a guy in the head. And I definitely made blood start coming out of this guy's nose.
So who knows? Who
knows,
what,
man?
Who knows what they were teaching us in the gate?
You're all right.
Yeah.
You're all right.
I'm fine.
I hope.
I'm fine. Just don't say watermelon. No, just kidding.
I don't say what? Wait, no. Uh-oh.
The activation words.
Somebody said the word.
Someone said peppermint watermelon. No.
Who said it? Where'd he go?
Oh, goodness.
Dude, some senators in town giving a speech at some fucking new hospital. You've been activated.
We're all just bored rigid.
All of you are fucking activated at the same time.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy shit. Hey, don't.
Well, I know they see, like the CIA and all that, they admit things, but how do you know what they're admitting is true? Like, oh, they admitted that they had a what's that, remote viewing, that thing where the psychics can see into other time and place, and oh, they admitted that there was an MK Ultra program and all that. It's like, okay, they said they admitted it, but maybe the admission is false information to just distract you and confuse you. Like, you don't know.
Like, see, we're transparent. We told you we did something.
Right.
And okay, let's say they did. What are we going to do? How do you go after the CIA? How do we hold the CIA responsible? Where is the CIA building? Do we go to Langley? Is there a receptionist downstairs? Is there a CIA rep that we a PR person? Like, what the fuck do you get? How do you get in front of the CIA to tell them
I think if they want you, they'll call you. I think
they'll come get you. Yeah. Hey, how come that van doesn't have any windows? Yeah, man. It's just but they're either bigger and better and more advanced and technologically advanced and trained than we think, or they're way less and we've been lied to and they're just like, dude, we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
So that guy's head blow up. We don't know how.
Dude, we just locked all the doors from the outside and shot everybody. We don't know what we're doing. And they keep giving us billions of dollars and we don't know what the fuck we're doing, man. Dude, it's one or the other. It's either better than we think or way worse than we think.
I was thinking about the technology. You know, I was in Palm Springs last week, and we went to the Palm Springs Air Museum, which is an amazing air museum. I've been to a few air museums. This is a good one. And they had that F-117, the Nighthawk, you know. And I was talking about the SR-71. And you start thinking about the SR-71, they started designing it in the 50s. Mm-hmm. That means this thing is near 70 years old, the SR-71. 70. And you start thinking, you know, the Nighthawk, they said they started designing the Nighthawk in the late 50s, early 60s too. It didn't get battle tested until the 90s. But then, no, the Nighthawk is the 70s they started working on it. So 50 years old. You start thinking, if that stuff is 50, 70 years old, what in the world do they have now? What do they have with the computing we have now and the computing we've had for the last 20 years? You can only, it's got to be like beyond Star Wars, right? Like some of the secret vehicles. It has to be. There's no way it's just a little better, a little faster. There's no way. You look at the SR-71, the stealth, you know, that 117 or whatever that is. That stuff still looks like it's from the future. And it's older than our, you know, old as our parents, you know, it's in its.
I remember seeing it for the first time during the first Gulf War in 1990, and they roll out, you know, they had the footage of it rolling out on the tarmac, and you're just like, what the fuck is that? And seeing it on the ground level, you know, the camera walking around and all that stuff, but then to see it in the sky, to see that profile from underneath it, to see what it can do, you know, not infamous, but the famous shot of all aircraft. It'll be like from the back of another aircraft, and you'll see them just bank off and just take off and start doing crazy shit. So that was like, whoa, what the fuck? And then they decommed it, I want to say in the early 2000s, but it still leaps and bounds. There's no other country that has one. We didn't give an SR or a fucking F-117 stealth fighter to another country. We're the only one who has it. And what's after the F-22 Raptor and the F-A-35, which dominates the skies. It's not even close. If it had a rearview mirror on it, you could not see the next country behind us. And the next country, whoever is behind us, they're flying our old shit. Right. So right now, there's nothing in the sky that can even dream about starting to think about fucking with an F-22 Raptor or an FA-35. So what's after that? And they're going to have to decom these F-22s and FA-35s before they're ready to be decommed, just like the F-117, because they're almost chomping at the bit. We got this super fucking crazy shit. We gotta test it. We got to get it out there. So they'll decom the F-22s, which will still have another 50 years of top flight, no pun intended, immaculate 4-star blue ribbon fucking service.
Look at things like the A-10, the Thunderbolt, the Warthog, and all that. They still use it, and it's 60 years old, and it still works. You know, they've upgraded. They've done some things.
There's nothing like it, though. There's no other country has anything like. We won't allow it. We're not going to allow you to have a tank killer. That's what those are for. Those are to strafe and get close enough where you can just cut a fucking tank in half with 35mm rounds.
I love how
which it will do, and take fire, and take small arms fire. Yeah, it's built around the gun. Yeah, the gun is the centerpiece.
It's a flying gun.
Man, it's crazy, man. And again, like I said, what's after that? Do we even want to know? We don't even need it. We won't even need it. But they have it, so
this is what it feels like to me. What I suspect our country has in the way of like vehicles, aircraft, whatever. As an artist, it would be like, we found a new color. It's like, oh, is it kind of blue? Is it kind of red, purple? And like, nope, it's not like any other color. We found a new color. Like, I feel like if we saw, like, dude, the S-471 and the 117, 50 years old, 70 years old. Think about that.
But still crazy.
What have they done in 70 years? You know,
but if we were still flying those, we would still be kicking the world's ass. Yeah. The SR-71 was the fastest thing in the sky. That's why they don't put weapons on it, because it would catch up to its own ammunition. Those things are fucking crazy. The F-117, we could still kick the world's ass with an F-117 stealth fighter.
When we were building up in front of Venezuela a few months back, so lefties are always against America, even though they live here. And they're like, well, you better watch
won't
out.
Leave.
The Venezuelan military. And then they were naming their like Air Force. They had like 12 planes.
We have more than that on one aircraft carrier.
They got like 2 F-15s and then like, 10 Chinese Russian jets.
That would never get off the ground.
They got a dozen. Their Air Force is a dozen planes.
We have 10 times that on one aircraft carrier. And I'm talking fighter, surveillance, rescue. What do you need on one aircraft carrier? So let's just say we were like, all right, let him get off the ground. Let him go. Let him get up in the air.
Like, no, this will be funny. Let him go up. It'll be funny.
If you put that rickety fucking antique F-15, which they have to they got to warm it up like your car in the wintertime. They got to let them warm up. So we've already spotted you. As soon as you fire up those engines, we've already spotted you with a satellite thousands of miles away. Hold on, boys. Let them get off the ground.
Right.
You get that rickety
Come on, let him. That's not nice.
You get that contraption up in the sky. It will get shot down before you even know the missile. We'll fire and forget the missiles. They'll be headed back. They'll be talking to the radio. Yeah, man. All right. Give me a couple beers and a hot dog. They'll be talking about what they're going to do on the ship that night, probably playing fucking video games while the missiles are on their way to vaporize whatever those fucking museum pieces that you put in the sky. And that's if we let you get off the ground. We will bomb those into craters in the ground before you even get buckled in. People don't fucking understand what they did to Venezuela. They were using heat and sound weapons on those soldiers. They were bleeding from their nose and their ears. They were disoriented. They were waking up, wiping the boogers out of their eyes, and Delta Force had an M4 up their nostril. Before Maduro couldn't even him and his wife couldn't even get out of their bed all the way.
When they showed, and you have to respect military, no matter what country, you just respect soldiers because, hey, you respect them. But when they showed their remains of the Cuban guys that were the presidential guard for Maduro, They did not have pallbearers and big coffins. They had cigar boxes.
They walked off the plane, and each soldier was holding like a big shoebox.
Yeah. That's not great. That's not, you know, if you're in a shoebox, at least it was probably fast. You know.
Oh, it was, yeah. They
probably fast.
all they knew was they heard the alarm, and then they're in front of St. Peter. Wait, what? How?
That means
I was just putting my boots on.
Yeah.
I was just putting my boots on, and then why are all these gates?
He appears at the gates,
pearly
gates, and his hands are down. He's mid shoe tie in front of the gate.
What the?
So we're all
how the? It's over. It's over, and this is the cleanest, air quotes, the cleanest war we've ever seen, because things can be done from a distance. Things are done so quickly and so surgically. You know, the days of carpet bombings are over, at least as far as we're concerned. But it's still extremely violent. It's still boots on the ground, double taps to the head. You know, these guys are still got to deal with the blood and guts. And I would argue that in a way it's worse because travel is so fast. You're fighting Monday and Thursday you're home, versus back World War II, where, you know, and even further back, where it would take you months to get home.
To decompress on the ship with your compatriots.
Yeah, you're dealing with some things.
I remember it was like a Friday. It was a weekend night, Saturday or Sunday night, when the Venezuela thing popped off. I was laying in bed and I saw, oh my God, we're striking it. And then I got like a text message, and it said peppermint watermelon, and I fell asleep. And then I had a dream. I had a dream that I was controlling a robot with like a couple rifles and weapons and stuff. I was controlling a robot inside of Maduro's compound, and this robot I was controlling captured him. And then I woke up and I saw they captured him. It was a very strange dream.
It was very weird, very detailed.
It was like sort of like a bio robot. It was like a cyborg robot, part meat, part machine, you know? And I was like, in my dream, I was like controlling it. It was weird. It was a weird dream. So, and it was strange too, because the hallways reminded me of that gate classroom with the lights off, but like the moonlight coming in. You know, it was like similar lighting. It was weird. And then there were these tones going off, and I felt like I knew exactly what to do when there were these tones going off. I don't know, just kind of reminded me.
Almost like they were giving you direction.
Yeah, it reminded me of the stuff we did in the gate class.
Yeah, and then it's all kind of hazy, and you're like, oh, that real?
Then I woke up. It's like, hey, it's time for church. We'll watch some playoff football, and you know.
Yeah, woo! You guys ready?
Crazy ass dream. We captured my girl.
I usually don't remember on my dreams, but I remember this one. And the drones like flying through the house down the hallway. It was crazy.
Oh man!
I kept getting these orders in my headset. Weird, right?
Totally weird. Totally weird.
So weird.
Oh man.
Totally.
Yeah. So you may have seen they had the Grammy Awards the other night. Hollywood,
yeah.
They
my favorite.
They patted themselves on the back. One of my favorite things is them being exposed for the commie Satanist pieces of shit that I always said they are, these people. And I know it won't happen, but in my pettiness, my petty fantasy, the NFL comes out today or tomorrow and says, you know what? We're not going to have Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. He hates America, and our fans are patriots. And he was brought to us by Rock Nation, which is Jay-Z. And that dude allegedly may have been doing some super, super disgusting bad stuff. So we as the NFL, we talked to our lawyers, and in there it says that, if Rock Nation, Jay-Z is involved in something that makes the league look bad, we can cut ties. Because it's like a 10-year deal. I think it's a 10-year deal where Rock Nation, Jay-Z's thing, plans the artist at the Super Bowl. And if you're wondering why you keep getting degenerate rappers and all this America-hating shit, that's why. That's why. So in my petty fantasy, that's what happens. It is not what will happen. Rock Nation and Bad Bunny will be there to give a middle finger to America's game. Jericho, I now release you on Hollywood and these disgusting people.
Release the hounds. Yeah, it's it'd be nice if they did do that. If they
had any balls.
If they had any testicular fortitude to tell Bad Bunny that he's an American hating piece of shit, even though He's from America. Basically, I mean, Puerto Rico is a U.S. province. So they're like, you know, we're Viacom and they're MTV. You know, we're the parent company and they're a subsidiary. So yeah, you definitely enjoy the benefits and the protection of America. You're but a stone's throw from our shores. So you're basically an American. But that'll never happen. And you said that they pat themselves on the back. I would argue that they pat themselves in different places on their bodies, because that's just a big virtue signaling orgy that we just happen to peek in on and watch them all get up there. And Billie Eilish with her stolen, nobody's illegal on stolen land. Bitch, you along with Ben and Jerry's with your stolen land bullshit, when you give it back, when you move a Native American family in there and foot the bill, then I will give you respect. I will apologize and I will move on. But until then, it's all empty bullshit. It's platitudes. It's slogans. I didn't hear anybody say free Palestine. I didn't hear anybody say, what about Ukraine? I didn't hear any of that bullshit, because this is the next topic. This is the next course of the meal. Right? Yeah, it's fucking stupid. It's a bunch of rich people in there acting like, and I think it's a bunch of survivor's guilt. You know, a lot of them come from not so big beginnings, but then you have people like Billie Eilish, whose dad and mom were actors and stuff. So some of them did grow up rich kids, but a lot of them didn't. So they feel that they owe something, that they've left people behind. Now they'll never go back. They'll never renounce their riches and all that stuff and say, I want to go back to where I came from. They'll never fucking do that. But the next best thing is to say, you know, yeah, I'm with them. But their version of, because it's ICE right now. So everybody's talking about ICE. And Renee Good was murdered, and Alex Preddy they were murdered in cold blood. That means murder is not just, it's another word for kill. No, murder means you took somebody's life unjustly and you wanted to take their life. You wanted
intentionally
to kill them.
And unjustly.
You intentionally and unjustly took somebody's life. So to throw that word around so flippantly, like, well, they were murdered. Not taking into account the documented footage of what happened leading up to that, the positions they put themselves in. I saw videos today of people literally getting in the face of ICE while they are trying to get in their vehicle. But I think ICE, just like the ICE agents, like any other man who's, you know, got into fisticuffs on the playground, you know, they're pussies. You know, they're not going to do anything. Most of them are women. So you're automatically not going to be worried about a woman. Even if she gets a shot off on you, it's not going to hurt. You'll turn around, slam her face in the snow, and effect an arrest. The guys, they're pussies. You know, they're just going to talk. You know that you could feel it. Your animalistic, your instincts, your primal DNA, the hair on the back of your neck, it doesn't stand up. You know they're weak. You know, because they're out here with a bunch of chicks yelling. And if it weren't for the deepness of your voice, you wouldn't be able to tell who the chicks were based on what they say and how they act. There are a bunch of females out there. So I think that's why they allow them to kind of get that close to them and allow them to say their bullshit. But I wish they wouldn't. I wish they would just turn around and just sleep all of those people. But ICE, that's the flavor of the day. So, because to them, illegals are Consuela, the lady who cleans their house. It's Jose who cuts their grass and manicures their lawn. Oh my God, go here! It's Christmas time. Give them an envelope with $50 in it. You know, like that's their form of charity. That's what their charity cases. So I don't want you to send my housekeeper back. Who is it? Kelly Osbourne. Or if you send back all the illegals, going to clean your toilet, mate. So if you send all those people back, which is how they are, you know, they're nannies, they're Haitian nannies and shit like that, and they're, you know, they're chefs and all that kind of stuff. They're groundskeepers. That to them, that's who you're sending back. You're rounding up Consuela. She's nice. When we're out of the country, her kids can come over and swim in our pool, but like make sure you drain it and clean it first before we get back. But like I let them come. They can use my barbecue and stuff, and they're so nice. They're such good people. They're such good, hardworking people. I spilled Merlot in this one dress, and like Consuela got it out. So that's who they think the illegals are. They're not dealing with the gangbanging, fentanyl dealing, stick-up kids, the ones drunk driving and plowing headfirst into your head on into your family and killing them, and then walking down the road because fuck it, they have no paperwork. They're not on paper anywhere. It's all bullshit. It's all stolen identity. Right. They don't fucking care. The sexual assaults, you know, they don't care about that. So that's not who they see. They just see the poor little dirty faced brown people coming across the desert, coming across the Rio Grande, and they just want a better life. That's all. Did you know that immigrants commit less crimes than native born people? Well, how about zero? How about you don't commit any? How about the count of crimes committed by illegals is zero, you piece of shit? And then for them to sit up there and wag their fingers at us saying, ICE, get out. We're in the little pins on there. Oh my goodness. So a guy, a trendy Aragua gang member who's having his face shoved in the snow by ICE's knee, he's going to be like, wait, Mark Ruffalo wore a pin for me? Awesome. This makes it way better. They're not going to deport me now. Shut the fuck up. And after this little fucking virtue signaling orgy you guys take place in, you're going to go in there and gorge yourself on adrenochrome and fucking do horrible things to kids who are on that wall in Walmart. So fuck you guys. Who are you? Who the fuck are you to sit up there and say how it should be in our neighborhoods and our communities and what ICE doesn't need to do? They're pieces of shit, and it's all fake.
I think
it's all bullshit.
I think one thing that's like so helpful to me as a Christian, my faith, is like knowing God wins in the end. You know, there's a verse in the Bible that says, as a man soweth, so shall he reap. God is not mocked. So I just think of these people like, you know, nobody can touch them. The law can't touch them. The politicians are afraid to go after them, blah, blah, blah. It's like, they'll get what's coming to them. They'll get it eventually. You know, God will get them eventually. And it's a real shame that this stuff goes on and that the populace is just so hypnotized and put to sleep with all the music and the movies and the blah, blah, blah. And I know we celebrate movies on here, but I think if you guys went back and looked at the 200-300 movies we did and you looked at all the ones I ever picked, you'll notice I never picked like modern movies. You know, I think all the movies basically are degenerate, you know, pretty much all of them, even going back 60s, 70s, 80s, and whatever. Hollywood's been degenerate since like forever. But the ones that are so overt now, like in the last 30 something years, like you notice I never want to review those. And I would only ever review them to make fun of them or whatever, you know, like, nah, it's a piece of shit. But it's that thing I've harped on forever on this channel. And whenever I speak in public about entertainment, what I do for a living is that I'm not okay with filth. I'm not. I don't want to make it. I don't want to put it on there. It poisons people's minds and spirits. You have to realize, all of you watching, you, Jericho, me, all of our friends that come on here, we all look at Billie Eilish and Bad Bunny and all this, and it makes like no sense. Like, you're evil. You're an idiot. You have to understand, half the country, half the world is hypnotized by the media, by the movies, and they're like, yeah, she's right. Think about that. What you think about these far left lunatics and they're evil and murdering the unborn and no borders and screw capitalism and hate fathers, hate God, hate family. There are people that love and embrace these concepts. And it is directly, as my mother said when I was growing up, it is directly because of the movies and the music they listen to. That's what does it to them. If you think I'm kidding, give me a better explanation, you know? So let's see.
I do think that parents, again, have a huge say-so in how that type of music and that type of entertainment is perceived, because we grew up in, well, see, I was born in '80s. So in my adolescence, you know, it was the early 90s and through the 90s. So hip hop exploded, gangster rap, NWA, all the way to the East Coast. So I was listening to Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg dropped his first album when I was in 8th grade. Dr. Dre dropped his when I was in like 6th or 7th grade. So I was listening to this stuff. I'm listening to these rappers talk about these things and the drugs and the women and all that shit. But I never viewed it as, this is something I want to do. This is something that's attainable for me. It was always viewed from a distance, or I listened to it from a distance. It was always more of commentary to me. Like, I was just like, whoa, that shit's crazy, you know, whatever hood they're from. Damn, that's nuts. It was never anything I wanted to act out. I wasn't going to go pick up a pistol. I wasn't going to sag my pants, because my parents would have kicked my ass. But I should have been.
How many young Latino and Black men did embrace that?
Because they're missing
the father.
They're missing that father. They're missing the nuclear family. They're missing that buffer that tells them what? They're missing that. And I would listen to it. My brother was older than me, so he got into hip hop before me. So we would listen to it in our room, but I would be by the door listening for my parents, and it would be turned down so fucking low that only us and dogs could hear it, because if we got caught, we were going to get our asses whooped. So those kids are missing that. That music, it's not so much commentary for them. It's more of, ooh, that's enticing to them. Like, I want to do that.
Right. Well, think about the older black generation that lived through Jim Crow, lived through actual racism, not the Jussie Smollett racism of today. They lived through racism and poverty, civil rights movement, and the black family starts to come up. You come up. People are spitting on you. You can't go to the lunch counter. All the shit your grandfather and dad and all that might have had to deal with. They finally get some respect. They get a mortgage. They want to send your ass to college and turn into the Huxtables. And you're going to pull your pants down and then shoot someone with a sideways Glock. It's bad enough just on its face that it would happen. But after all they went through to now get you, okay, Jericho, jump, baby, go. Get us out of here. You are it. We did all this for you. And then you're like, yo, man, you step on my shoes, dog? And then just like shoot someone over like a pair of Jordans. How fucking disappointing is that to the ancestors who actually suffered? Think about that. How enraging that would be to them. How heartbreaking, disappointing. You know, I see this stuff for what it is. I worked for Warner Brothers for years. I work in entertainment. I'm an expert on how it works. And I will tell you right now, the powers that be, the CIA is involved in entertainment. And I had a guy laugh in my face about that like 3 years ago. What did USAID show us a year ago? Last January and February, what did USAID, which is just tax money, what did it show us about money and music and movies and influence? It showed you that Gabe was right about that. The writer, one of the biggest writers at DC Comics is Tom King. Do you know what he did for a living before he worked at DC Comics? He was in the CIA. There are tons of people in entertainment that were or currently are in the CIA. Reporters, actors, writers, yes, because it's there to shape minds. It's there to influence, dude. So I see rap, that hip-hop gangster rap is subversive. It's be bad, be against your family, be against society, be against culture, and it doesn't go away. And that's weird, and that's unnatural, and that tells me it's being propped up. Because how does rap stay the number one music for like 25 years now? Because music would just change. You would have jazz, then you would have rock, you know, like Elvis rock. Then you get the Beatles and the Beach Boys. And then you get, you know, like a Led Zeppelin. And then you get the hair metal. You know, it was changing every couple of years because the generation changed. And all of a sudden, it's degenerate rap for 20-something years straight. That's unnatural. You got to recognize the pattern when you see it. Like, no, because the kids are supposed to reject their parents. There should be some new music. And we just have horrible rap teaching the worst lessons for now a quarter century. Think about that, dude. That's being propped up. That's control.
You know, I would argue that black families were already Huxtables. They were already sending their kids to college. They were already success and family and education oriented.
Right.
It was the civil rights movement. It was the nanny state. It was the war on poverty that started to weaken the black family. The black family was the Huxtables. Black society and communities mirrored white society. It surpassed in some ways. They were more successful than white society in some ways. They had
one of the most important things you can have for success as any people is divorce rate. And the black family before the civil rights movement had a lower divorce rate than whites.
Yeah.
And that's tremendous because that's going to just empower them so much as the generations go by.
Yep. And a lower out of wedlock birth rate. And when you have a strong family and your lived experience is different than the music you're listening to or the entertainment you're taking in, the real life experience, what's going on in your house is always going to win. I would also argue that I don't believe, I mean, now, what if it wasn't like that? What if black people weren't at every turn? Hey, boy, what are you looking at? Cross the street, all that kind of shit. What if it wasn't like that? What if black people and white people got along. And what if it's like now? Yeah, you have some extreme dickheads in every racial group, by the way. White people do not have a monopoly on racism. What if that's just what they fucking told us? What if slavery wasn't that bad? Because they already tell us that slaves were just sharecropping, cotton, tobacco, and sugarcane pickers. That's it. But Black people were part of all facets of society and the building of America. Yes, we were part of it. We didn't do it all. We were part of it, just like a bunch of other fucking people. So what if it wasn't that bad? What if the trees, as far as the eye can see, didn't have strange fruit hanging from them? And what if it wasn't this boss hog down south? Yeehaw bullshit. Like, what if it wasn't fucking like that? What if that's what they've been telling us? They told us Martin Luther King was the second coming, and he didn't even touch the ground when he walked. And it turns out he was a coked up fucking white woman lover who was a communist. Which is fine, but don't tell me he's the exalted leader of Black people and he was above reproach. What if all that was bullshit? They told us that, no, the fucking Republicans are racist white people. The first fucking Black politicians were Republican. White people owned slaves. Only a little bit of white people owned slaves. Black people didn't own slaves. The first fucking slave owners in America were Black. In the 1700s, a Black dude sued to get his slaves back. So what if it's all bullshit?
That blows my mind when you told me that before, that the first guy to sue to get his slaves back was a Black guy.
Dude, a Black dude in South Carolina sued and got his slaves back.
If you wrote that in a story, I wouldn't believe you. I'm like, Jericho, no one's going to believe this.
Fucking ridiculous, man.
I see your point because, yes, I was exposed to the naughty music and movies growing up, but it was very little, and I had a strong Christian upbringing. And that
yes, there was something fighting that.
When it came through the door and it came into my ears and eyes, my mom was like, "That's filth. We don't do that. Turn that off." So I was right away like, "Oh, David Bowie's a pervert and Prince is a pervert." That's what my mom told me. I remember seeing the album like in the store somewhere, and it enraged my mom. Like, Prince has some album where he's butt naked crawling on the floor of a bathroom or with a bathtub or something. And I was like, 8, 9, 10, and I saw that. And as a kid, you don't know what it is, but it's like nasty and bad.
Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to be
those
seeing
guys
that.
are all perverts. They all just take drugs and they're perverts. You don't listen to that. And I was like, because like you get embarrassed in front of your parents. And I remember I was at my dad's house late at night visiting one summer, and he's, we're Christian, me and my mom, my brother, but my dad's Muslim, so he's equally conservative. Probably more so because he's not even from America. He came here in the 70s when he was 23 or 25. And it was like late night hits. Remember they used to show videos on like public TV, like back in the 80s and 90s. Like on a Saturday night, they show like 10 videos. And it was like The Cure, Friday I'm in Love. I remember what song it was. And I just happened to put it on that. And we were baking a pizza. And it was late at night. It was midnight, 1 a.m. Because we would watch Showtime at the Apollo with my dad. He loved that show.
Oh,
and,
snap.
We were watching like, rock hits or whatever right before it came on. Me and my brother, my dad's like, basically like, turn that shit off. And he's all, I don't know what these guys are. They're a bunch of fruits. They just give them drugs and guitars. So my parents, what they did to me about pop culture growing up is they shamed me about it. Like, who would watch that? These people are degenerate, disgusting. So that stuck with me. That always stuck with me like, I don't want to watch Deadpool. They got a dildo joke in that thing 10 minutes in. Like, no thank you. So... Oh, I told you that the movie I hate the most is Deadpool because I was appalled at how nasty it was when I went and saw it. I can't stand stuff like that. I don't know. Just blech. I was raised. Don't watch that. Showtime with the Apollo is a national treasure. Can I just say, when the Sandman comes out with the cane and yanks people off the stage, that is amazing when he does. When someone's they're out there singing like Carl Lucas, "Hey, the Rockets! Red glare."
Uh-oh.
And Sandman comes out and it's time for you to go. Were you a fan of the Apollo?
I didn't watch it that much. We didn't have Showtime, but I'm very familiar with it.
It was on public TV. My dad never had any paid television. This was on like Channel 7 at 2 a.m. on a Saturday or whatever.
No, I didn't watch. I didn't watch it then, but yeah, I'm very familiar with Showtime at the Apollo because it had everything. It had comedy, had different acts, it had music, and some stars came from there.
Yeah,
and sometimes they would have people already stars perform on there and shit. but yeah, Showtime, and you know, it really sounds like, you know, in my day, but we don't have, kids don't have shows like that. I was talking to my wife about that last night. I started watching old A-Team episodes with my son because it comes on, you know, like one of those nostalgia fucking the TV land type, you know, and it's like A-Team and Knight Rider and shit, right? And
it's so good.
Like, yeah, it sounds American, you know what I mean? Just the fucking, but I've been watching some episodes with my son, and I'm like, kids don't have a really masculine, you know, sticking up for the little guy against the bad guys, and, you know, cool vehicles, and, you know, handsome guys, muscles, chicks, you know, like they don't really Airwolf, you know, some shit like that.
Another banger of an intro song, by the way.
Dude,
Airwolf.
A-Team, Airwolf, Knight Rider. Knight Rider's probably the greatest in that genre, 80s. Dude, that fucking dude, come on.
You want to start like,
dude,
when you hear the Knight Rider song, you know,
and he's coming like through the desert, and you see the little light in front, dude, and then the guy does the voiceover.
That keyboard, I can't even do that. That it's like a deep, like a clav or whatever clav keyboard. That sound in the Knight Rider thing is so good. I just saw a clip on Twitter like an hour and a half ago where a forklift picks up Kit, the car, and throws him into a pit of acid at the junkyard. He's like, Michael, help me, Michael. And it's, dude, you can tell it's a toy car when it sinks into the water.
Yes, so but bad. Not when you're 8 years old or 9 years old.
Right, and Michael Knight runs up. He's like, I can't, Kit, but I'll be back. And he runs off with some blonde. Like, poor Kit's drowning in a vat of acid.
Kit, meet me around back, Kit. Usually, you know, have some hot chick in tow, Michael.
Right.
And then, you know, he runs up to Kit, the doors swing open, pops in, let's go, Michael. And then,
but the bad guys have a roadblock. What do we do, Kit?
Don't worry, dog. We got the fucking, we got the boosters. We'll go over that shit. I'd be like, hey, Kit, take the wheel for a minute. I got this hottie back here. Michael, I just got my seats clean. Shut up. That's what I'd be doing.
Michael,
but
protection, Michael.
Kid, shut the fuck up, dog. Michael, I just got your test back. Hey, shut the fuck up, kid.
Michael, does Mary want me to take you guys to dinner? It's not Mary. This is Cindy. Would you shut the fuck up?
What? Drop me off. Kid, dude, you ever do that shit again? I'll have you reprogrammed.
Anymore, you asshole.
Fucking have you reprogrammed, you piece of shit.
And you're just driving home alone, Kid. Thanks a lot, asshole.
You know
Michael,
what, Kid?
I'm sorry. I had no way of knowing. They're both blondes. They look the same.
You know, Kid, I'm going to finish one way or the other. Open your fucking cigarette lighter. No, Michael.
He's all, no, Michael, not again.
This is your fault. I told you to shut the fuck up, didn't I? Oh, Michael, no. Ooh. Clean mode. Thank you. Anyway, that's not why we're here. But those shows, man, the Magnum PI with the Rari, and then you got Hardcastle and McCormick with that, whatever that race car low to the ground, red, beautiful thing was. Nighthawk, the motorcycle, Airwolf, the fucking helicopter. I mean, so why at the Dukes of Hazzard? Why was everything so vehicle driven in this fucking 80s? I don't understand.
The Air Museum I just went to in Palm Springs had a little jet that flew in air. It was used in the television show Airwolf, like in an episode or two. They had some photos on next to it on a display, and it was also in, I think, the Scarecrow and Mrs. King. That was another.
The Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
Yeah.
Where they're running down the steps holding hands in the intro. Right. They were like a husband-wife kind of spy kind of thing. Or was that more of a heart-to-heart? Heart-to-heart was like the spy couple.
Heart-to-heart, I think, was the husband and wife spies or something like that. Yeah. And there's another great intro song of an all-timer. I might fall from a tall building. Fall Guy.
Fall Guy.
It's a brand new car. Yeah, that's a good one, dude.
But I'm the unknown stunt man. The made Eastwood look so fine. Right. Dude, that truck. I had that lunch pail. But he had the big truck, the big lifted truck.
What were they
With a
driving?
Ford something.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, another vehicle. You know, and then you have the two guys.
Vehicles were so hot in the 80s. There were all these vehicle shows.
Dude.
Vehicles were so hot that Bigfoot itself was a celebrity itself.
Yeah.
Remember?
I couldn't tell you who the driver was.
I don't know who the driver of Bigfoot was.
They didn't need to. He was a faceless dude with a helmet on because Bigfoot. Well, I'm talking movies, TV shows. Bigfoot was, I don't know who marketed that. I don't know how you market a vehicle.
Bigfoot was in Roadhouse for no reason.
Dude, but it usually you know the driver, Knight Rider, the A-Team, the Airwolf. You know the pilot or the driver. They're part of it. The driver is almost more important than the vehicle. But Bigfoot, gun to my head, I couldn't tell you the fuck drove Bigfoot, but I'll tell you what it looked like. I tell you what Bigfoot looked like.
What if the driver of Bigfoot has tiny feet? Just like
and that's why they named it
like little porky pig
Bigfoot.
Just
that was his nickname, Bigfoot, and it just stuck. There's a Richard Pryor,
the big strong guy in the gang is nicknamed Tiny always. Yo, Tiny.
Yeah, it was a Richard Pryor skit, or not a skit, but a bit that he had where he had this buddy who cheated on this voodoo lady, and she put a spell on him and made his feet. He's all, and you can find him. She turned him into a polar bear with little tiny feet. And at the end, he tells this whole story, and at the end, he goes, "You can find him. He's the polar bear with the little tiny feet." And it's the whole payoff, and the crowd just goes nuts. But yeah, she fucking shrunk it, turned him into a polar bear, and gave him tiny feet. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, Bigfoot, and that was kind of part of it. You got your cereal, your lunch pail, probably a snack, and a cartoon. If you made it to a cartoon, you were fucking huge. MC Hammer had a cartoon. The wrestler WWF had a cartoon. Mr. T had a cartoon. Remember he traveled with those kids on that tour bus, and they were like a gymnast team or some shit.
Yeah, they were like Olympians or something. You know what I realized?
Yeah, dude.
I just realized today because I was listening to sports radio when I was driving around in my car this afternoon, and they were talking about, oh, you can win tickets to Guns N' Roses this September, and they're like, oh, that's our the second tickets we've been giving away for Snapdragon Stadium. That's the main stadium here in San Diego, because there's Olympic events here. Because the Olympics are in Los Angeles this summer, but
smelly.
Some of it's going to be in the region. So some of it will probably be in Anaheim, but I guess there's an event or two down here in San Diego. I'm going to go. I've never been to the Olympics. Most people haven't.
That's cool.
But I hate the Olympics. I think they're boring. But just the FOMO, like, hey, the Olympics came to where I live. I might as well go see some of it. We've discussed this before. You like the Olympics. You like track and field. I don't like it. I think it's boring.
Why not? How could you not like track and field America versus Jamaica?
I respect it immensely. I'm a former athlete and a coach. I respect it as much as I can. But the events themselves, to me, they are practice for real sports. Like the 100-meter dash, that's awesome. Mind-blowing that a human being is like a cheetah. But now do something with it. Go play basketball or football. Like do a thing with it.
They do. They make tons of money. If you're one of the if you're a gold medal runner, you're making fucking Usain Bolt.
But I'm saying it's
itself.
None of that stuff looks like a sport to me. It all looks like the practice for an actual sport. I don't know.
But no football player or basketball player or baseball player can run as fast as them.
No, none. They're insane.
Not even close.
Immensely.
They had DK Metcalf. He ran with some Olympic sprinters in like one of the qualifying meets.
Right?
Oh, his off the blocks, he was great, but then they passed his ass up real fast.
I've always wondered, why don't the Olympic 100-yard dash guys get in the NFL as kickoff returners or something? I don't understand.
Because they don't want to get hit.
So they don't want to get a $30 million contract because they run.
They're not going to pay him that kind of money.
Dude, if you're out
there, one hit, they're going to fucking die.
If they're out there, dude, there's 150-pound running backs. There's little guys. There are little guys.
Not that small. Not
There's
that
been
small.
Some little dinky guys. There's been some little dinky guys. There have
at least like 180. You got to be at least 180 to fucking
maybe 180
tote the rock.
Like, yeah, 170, 180. Well, how little are these sprinter guys? Are they that light? Because Usain Bolt was 6'5". He was an inch taller.
Yeah, he had to be around 200 pounds at least. Yeah,
he could have been a kick returner. He's big enough.
But he didn't want to get hit. Look at the fame and fortune he got off of just running in a straight line or running in a circle.
Usain Bolt goes to the NFL, picks his own team because he's a free agent. He doesn't have to go to the combine. Picks the best team, returns 12 kicks for touchdowns that year, and is a Super Bowl MVP. Come on, he doesn't.
No, he would have to go. He would have to go to the team with the best special teams to guarantee increase his chances of just.
But he would make Devin Hester look like a schmo, right?
For sure. It's going to take,
6'5" and like a 9-second 100-yard dash or whatever the fuck it was. Get out of here.
Yeah, if he gets around the edge, forget about it.
Yeah. Would you want to tackle a guy that fast and also 200 pounds?
You wouldn't catch it. If your angle's not perfect,
you're dead.
You're not catching him.
Yeah.
It's a guarantee that you're not catching him. It'd be cool to see. Like, I'd love to see LeBron suit up, catch some passes. I'd love to see him just get fucking drilled.
Let's see LeBron over the middle. If I was LeBron's quarterback and he went over the middle, I'd throw a hospital ball. I would not lead him correctly. I would lead him right into Troy Mullen.
Is it having fucking stretched out?
I would lead him in. When they swing the baseball bat, that sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've swung the baseball bat, and when you nail it, you don't even feel it. It doesn't come up the bat and hurt your hands and wrist.
Yeah.
Ball's
like that last 6 inches of bat is fucking pow.
So that's where I would feed him the ball to Troy Polamalu or Ronnie Lott or Steve Atwater.
Yeah, and LeBron, you got to play in 1995.
Right. We're going to take you back to 2005 Ed Reed.
Just get crushed.
Yeah.
Get fucking crushed. Dude. And that's what I want to see when they got these fucking chicks. It was the last one I saw was Jackson State. They had some fucking female kicker. I swear, it was a kickoff. Like the farthest kick, right? That's when you see the farthest and highest kicks is a kickoff because he runs up and fucking kaboom. He can kick that thing 100 yards. Easy, right? Well, this little lady, she runs out there, kicks the ball. If that ball went 30 yards, I'm lying if I say 30 yards. It was pitiful. And, a real kickoff, it goes like way up in the fucking air. It's like parallel with the top of the fucking stadium. It's way a hang time. They got a little timer down there for you. No hang time. Probably 30 fucking yards off the ground. Pitiful. Now, if that were a guy, he would make the team, number one, kicking like that. They probably laugh at him and beat him up as they kicked him out. Number two, okay, you kicked it, but now you got shitty kick coverage, so now you're the last line of defense. You're gonna go over there, and you've seen some kickers, man. They'll lay some fucking hits.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go out there, lady.
The Rams had a big fat kicker this year. I remember that.
Yeah. Dude, you're gonna run out there, you're gonna stick your nose out in front of that dude doing full speed, he will fucking kill you. But they're not gonna do that. I'm sure they talked to the guys before the game. Hey, they got a girl out here. Gonna kick the ball, don't fucking hit her, blah, 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 blah. Dude, fuck that. You got equipment on? Nah, you're getting it. You're fucking getting it. And every guy out there, if they said, hey, treat her like one of the fellas, every dude out there is gonna be headhunting that chick to fucking teach her a lesson. Rightfully so. Because if you were a guy and let's say you were talking shit or something like that, and the dudes were like, oh, we're gonna fuck that dude up. That happens all the time. Yeah. So you're out here, you're suited up. Why not get the business?
I remember my son played flag football starting at 5, but my daughter, who's 2 years older, she played tackle football only when she was 8. She said, because my son played it the year before, whatever. She saw my son playing tackle football. She said she wanted to try it too. I said, okay, that's fine. You're only 8, whatever. The boys are 8, you're 8. And she talked to me about playing in the future, and I just told her the facts. I said, the boys are going to get a lot bigger and a lot stronger, and it's not going to be good for you. I said, you could lift weights and be a strong girl, but it's just not fair. And you'll get hurt, so, 8, 9, that's probably it. And you can't go past little girl.
Yeah. Once they start going like this with their growth and hormones kick in,
it's
and
she bad. Was, because of the way we raised her, she wasn't upset about her or anything weird like that. And I thought it was fine. 8-year-old girl playing football, you know how they tackle, they barely touch each other.
They're not laying on heads out there.
They kind of hug and then fall to the ground. They don't hit and knock people down like once you get high school. But I just told her once you get, upper middle school, high school, no, you can't. No. You get messed up.
No way, dude. Oh, my God. I remember playing.
Ribs, broken knees, everything fucked up.
Dude, midget football, we were like 13. Oh, my God. No way. A girl would get fucking smashed out there. You're hitting hard at that age.
Irresponsible of everyone, every adult involved. Irresponsible.
I remember kids when I was playing midget football, like motherfuckers had mustaches. Like these like 13, 14-year-old kids.
Do you remember when you got to high school and puberty is happening for everyone at different rates, middle school, high school, this and that? I remember there was a kid, Bobby Koba, freshman year, had a thick black goatee. Remember in the early mid-90s, the goatee around the mouth was popular. Ken Caminiti, the baseball player, really had it. And just a lot of guys just had that circle of hair around their mouth. I don't. I have a beard. It's very strange. My mustache and chin are very black. I don't dye them. And then the side is much more gray from my ear to here. I don't know what that is. But in the 90s, people would grow just this around the mouth and the chin. And Bobby Koba, freshman year, 13, 14, full black goatee, dude, from go. And I remember before every football game, I'd be in the locker room. I'd be like this, looking at my chin. And, I'd have, the 10 black hairs on my chin. Yeah. I wanted a goatee so badly when I was 13, 14 because they were popular and I couldn't grow one. I wanted it so bad. And I would look in the mirror.
Quite.
Look at the mirror.
Not quite. Ah! And the longer you stare, it doesn't make them grow faster. Ah! We had this freshman year, you got double days in the summer, right? And so this dude named Brian, I can't remember his last name, and he was dating this other girl who was also a freshman. But this dude was super hairy. He had like the full porn star cop mustache, 5 o'clock shadow. I don't know if he's fucking Armenian or what. He's hairy, super hairy fucking forearms. And we're talking, 14, 15 at the oldest, freshman? Dude, it was so bad that him and his girlfriend, and she looked really young. She was one of those people who probably now she could still pass it as like 18 or 19. Like she just looked really young and he looked really fucking old. He looked like he was in his 30s. I shit you not.
That caused some trouble when they go out.
Dude, 5 o'clock shadow like a grown fucking man. So they're over like 50, 100 yards away.
Help that he wore like short sleeve button shirts and drove a Camry. That didn't.
Dude, he fucking had like a white t-shirt, blue jeans, and like black. He dressed like he was fucking 35. So we see them and they're hanging out. She's sitting in his lap and they're like wrestling around and kissing. And we were like, dude, is that guy's daughter? Like practice almost ground to a halt. We were all looking like, what the fuck, dude? It looked like a grown pervert molesting a kid.
Gross.
And then somebody was like, oh no, that's Brian so-and-so. We're like, dude, he looked like a fucking pervert. Like we were almost going to go over there and be like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like,
hey, how are you Hollywood pervert?
Dude. Out in the open, on the grass, we're like, this is disgusting. It turns out he was the same age as us. And then we had a homeboy of mine, R.I.P. Jaime. He fucking actually got killed by a drunk driver like 5 years ago. But his name was Jaime Ibarra. We called him Hair Me because he was just one of those hairy fucking kids in like 5th grade. This dude had like, it was still peach fuzz, but it was like noticeable.
Okay, can we talk about the pube stash? I hate that thing. So, because when you're a young man growing up, your mustache starts to come in.
Yeah.
High school, but you can't grow a mustache probably until you're 25. Then you can do like a Tom Selleck. It takes a long time to get the full Flanders push broom. It takes a while for most guys, but you can have the pathetic dirty lip for a good 7-8 years before.
Yeah, peach fuzz.
I never would do it. When I just had that, I would shave it. I hate the way that looks. You're not fooling anyone. That's not a real mustache. It looks ridiculous.
Feels real.
I hate that. Did you have one? No,
yeah. When I was young like that, I was trying to hold on to everything I had. My mom, she'd get a rag and like wet it under the sink, under the water. I'm like, come here. You got some on your lip. She'd be like, Mom. But you just, it ain't shit. And I feel bad for dudes who can't, like, this doesn't connect here. Like, they just got, like, some fuzz here, but it never connect. Like, they got, like, kind of a...
And then they're already 30, 40, whatever.
Yeah, you're like, it ain't happening. And it hasn't been happening for you. It's not going to happen. Like, by the time you're 25, if it ain't happening, it ain't going to happen. But, yeah, just right here is bare. And they got, like, here is cool. The goatee, all this is great. They just can't connect. Right here, that shit is so fucked up. That's so fucked up.
I feel sorry. What is? I heard my daughter call that a struggle beard. I feel sorry for those guys.
They just can't make the connection. And then what was also bad on the other end are like dudes who are so hairy, they got like the hair coming up their back, like out of their collar. I'm like, God.
I've seen a guy.
Wolfman.
What the hell? I think it was Brian. I knew him in high school. Another guy. He had hair that didn't end. You know, come up the chest, connect to the beard, come up the back, connect to his neck. He was like gorilla. He had hair just covering him. Because my beard, it goes to here. Then there's nothing for 4 or 5 inches. Then your chest hair starts, you know, right here, the top of your collarbone, your pec, all that. But there's a little, 3 inches there. Yeah,
a little DMZ right there.
Yeah. You get a respite right there, a little zone where there's just not anything really. And this guy, he has to shave to make the line at the top of his chest. He has to shave down to here, like to make that.
So he has to go below the t-shirt line.
And he has to separate his back hair from his neck. Like one of those, like you ever see a dude at the beach and he looks like he's wearing a sweater?
He got a carpet on his back. My math teacher in freshman year, Mr. Niazman, was Armenian. He was hairy. He'd have to shave twice a day. Dude, I swear, dude, he'd come to school all shaven. He had a mustache, but everything is shaven. And then he'd come out to football practice, and sometimes he'd still have shaving cream like on his ear or some shit. I'm like, dude, you shaved again? Yeah, he was hairy as fuck.
Yeah.
Mr. Niazman.
Yeah, I like having a beard. I've had a beard probably for 7 or 8 years. I've had a beard for a while. I have had a goatee. I wanted that goatee so badly in high school, and once I got it when I was about 18, I never cut it. If you see pictures of me from 18 until now, but the last 30 years, I have at least the black hair right here. But I didn't have a mustache. I never grew the mustache in until like 7, 8 years ago, and then I let the whole thing come in. And my wife loves it. I've shaved my beard once a year for like the last 7, 8 years. And it seemed to always happen in October. I don't know why. It's a very strange coincidence. When I shave my beard, my wife's like, "No, put it." I don't think I've ever seen you without a beard.
No, I've had a beard for
interesting.
I don't know, years. But you didn't. So you had the Abe Lincoln, no mustache, and just the hair down here.
Just the chin. I didn't have the sides. I didn't.
No, but I mean here, there's no mustache.
No, I just had Lincoln. Whatever. Just is it a goatee if you just have your chin?
No, the goatee has to go all the way around.
So is this a Van Dyke where you just have the bottom? It's got a
That's the Abe Lincoln, dude. If you don't have a mustache and you're all bare and just hair down
Abe
here.
Lincoln had it from the ears. He had it all the way down, didn't he? He had the chin strap.
He did, but he didn't have a mustache.
No mustache. No
mustache. No, I never did that. I did that a couple times because when I was younger, I'd like cut it, the goatee or like nothing here and just have the mustache and then the chin right here. But then I started growing just like a full beard, like, I don't know, 8 years ago.
I had I remember for Halloween, like 5 years ago, I got a cop outfit. So I shaved my beard, but kept the mustache. And you don't realize how authoritative you look until you just have a mustache.
Yeah.
It's very macho.
Doesn't help that you're walking around hitting a fucking nightstick in your fucking
That is true. That I had the cuffs and I had the mirrored glasses.
That's right. Where's the fire, little lady?
Hey, you have the right to remain sexy.
Right. Take out the boombox. Fuck yeah.
Shirt starts coming.
You know what's coming. You know what's coming, girl. But yeah, I feel bad for dudes who can't get the whole facial hair experience. It's really too bad.
Yeah, that's too bad.
And then I have respect to the guys who go baby face all the time. They shave everything all the time. Usually the older cats you see doing that.
Yeah.
Older cats will just go, they shave it all off, clean shaven everywhere. My grandpa was like that.
I'm fascinated by and I don't know enough about Black culture, but the whole barbershop thing and then like getting lined up. And then I see I don't know if it's like a joke thing or anything, like black paint or something to make these like razor sharp lines to define the hairline.
Oh, yeah.
Can you elucidate what this is for me? What is that?
Well, yeah, it's called enhancements. They'll like put a card where they get a real straight line. And then they'll kind of spray in. So yeah, the line is like fucking razor sharp. I would say that's just Black folks' version of barbershop culture because you'll have white dudes too who get like the line right here and they'll get edged up and shit too. So it's just I don't believe that there's such a thing as Black culture. I think it's just a different version of American culture, because if it's American culture, if it's rooted in American culture, we're all going to have a Christmas tree in our living room. We're all getting together the last Thursday of November, 4th of July, we're barbecuing. So I think there's just different shades of American culture, but you'll find the same kind of thing in any kind of barbershop. My son, I take him to a Mexican barbershop, I guess. All the barbers are Mexican. There's usually soccer on one of the TVs in there, and they speak Spanish to each other sometimes. One Raider fan, my son's barber used to be a Raider fan, or he is a Raider fan, but he used to be his barber. He joined the Air Force.
Hey, we're gonna get Mendoza in the draft.
But yeah, they're all like, fool, nah, fuck that, eh? Like, there's a lot of that shit, and like, sometimes they speak Spanish to each other, but it's not like, I don't think they'd be speaking any less Spanish if I wasn't there. That's just how they talk to each other. Some Spanish.
I just
English.
wonder about that card, and they spray the black on. Does that last for days, or is that just for the night?
It lasts like a couple of washings. It comes off because it's just an enhancement, just to kind of fill it and to make that. It's just to make the line more crisp, more defined. Like right here, that 90-degree angle right here is mainly what it's for. Because you'll see them, like they did that to my son a couple times. Because the barber he used to have was like, he was young, so he'd go to the haircutting competition. So he was in all the latest designs and lines and all that shit. So he would he's like, do you mind if I pray? And sometimes he practiced designs on my son for an upcoming competition. He was really good. So it's not like, he's rolling the dice. Like it was just fucking super cool. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. So a couple times he would put the enhancements on my son. Well, he's fucking 8 years old at the time. His hairline's great. But, just for, I don't know, added precision on your lineup, I guess. But you'll see a lot of people doing that.
Huh. Interesting.
Looks cool.
Yeah, I never got the shaved stripes that were cool in the mid 80s. You remember those?
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted them. My mom, fuck no.
I wanted them. I wasn't allowed to get it though.
Nope, me neither. Wasn't allowed to get it.
Too punk rock or whatever.
Yeah, I have a lot of the same experiences as you when it comes to our parents being strict, but I had a little more leeway. They weren't as strict, but yeah, I had shit like that. The lines in the hair, definitely the sagging pants. Fuck all that. Yeah, anything that my parents deemed it's to this or to that. No, it was a no, and that was it.
Once I got to high school, my mom didn't bother me about my hair at all, but I was never a long hair guy. I've never had long hair. I grew my hair out, I think 2-3 years ago, and it doesn't grow fast. Apparently, it got in a year and a half. It got about an inch past my ear. That's it.
Yeah,
it didn't grow that fast. But I remember when I was a senior, the first week or two of school, I bleached my hair blonde, like platinum blonde, and it was like a punk rock thing. I liked MXPX. They're a band out of Seattle. They would always tour Southern California. And the lead singer had his hair bleached blonde and stuff. And I would always go to their concerts. I went to they got pretty big in 2000, 2001. They were on A&M Records, nationally touring and all that. And they were big for a minute there. They had a top 50 single. But I remember when I would see them all the time in Southern California, in San Diego and Capistrano and Los Angeles. And I remember that this is how small they were, that they had come from Seattle in a van, and I helped them put the drum kit together before the concert. It was that small of a band at first.
Yeah.
So, but the punk rock thing was huge in Southern California. We think of all the bands that come from here, some of the biggest, Blink-182, The Offspring, and I've told you this before, the singer and the guitarist from Blink, Tom DeLonge, he was in my church youth group. 7th grade, 8th grade. He got kicked out of Poway High, my rival high school, and then he had to go to my high school. So the whole punk rock thing was this close to me growing up in high school. It was cool. It was fun. The mosh pit. You ever been in a mosh pit? Your mic turned off. Oh,
no, hell no. That was never my thing.
I would never recommend it at your age now. It's a young man's game. But it's fun when you're young, going around just all that young, aggressive energy, slamming into everyone. Some people are assholes in the mosh pit, and they're trying to hurt people. To me,
I've seen that.
Shoving. To me, it was just shoving. You're not trying to knock people down. You're not trying to. But some people are throwing windmills and trying to punch people and kick them. Those people, you kick their ass. Those people, they get dealt with. What are you doing? This is not what we're doing. This is fun. This is not violence. What are you doing? So
yeah, I don't think my parents were definitely strict on like my haircut, stuff like that. No dyeing of the hair, none of that shit. But I'll be different with my kids. Like my son, he wants to grow. I want him to grow his hair out. I was like, because you never know. You know, might get hit with that genetic fucking bug, and now your shit can't grow. So while you can, and he's old enough now where he's not gonna look like a little girl if he has his hair long.
Now you said your wife is white, so your children half white, half black. How curly is their hair? Like yours or bigger curls?
My daughter, her hair is a perfect 50-50 split of my hair being real coarse and curly and her mom's hair. She has the big curls. She has the cotton
curly
candy.
Fries?
Yeah, definitely. Big, bushy, thick hair. And we always tell her, it's like women would kill to have the volume and the thickness and the health the health of your hair.
Like a horse's hair.
Yeah, but you know, they you always want what you can't have or what you don't have. But my son, my wife says he has white boy hair. His hair is fucking straight. Even when it gets long, it gets a little wavy, but it's like, white dude hair, long, straight hair.
How
brown, dark brown.
Wow.
But no, he has Caucasian hair. Mm-hmm.
I have that's the kind of hair. My hair is 3 millimeters long, but I have Jack in the Box curly fries, giant curls. My daughter and Big Baby have that, and my daughter and Big Baby, my daughter, my son, my wife, thick hair. They have so much hair, it's ridiculous. Just a ton of hair. Thank God. My dad is shiny bald, and he's been bald since his late 20s. My poor dad went bald.
Oh wow.
Kind of young, and it's like squeaky bald, So yeah, so he just has the curls right here on the sides above his ears, So
oh yeah, the George Jefferson.
But
that's
me
the
and
George
my brother,
Jefferson right there.
Brother, I wondered about going bald, but me and my brother, we didn't go bald. Even though we're we do look like my dad in certain ways. My brother more so. But no, we have hair on our entire heads. So good. Because I think if I was going to go shiny bald, it would have happened. Because I'm 47.
Yeah, it would have gone down already.
I think if people go bald, they're bald in their 30s, So, yeah. So.
Yeah,
So what's your, let me ask you about this. I want to go back to the main subject. We got, 10 minutes left before it hits 7 o'clock. Nicki Minaj comes out supporting President Trump, supporting Christians. Wow. Because she used to make such filthy music. But hey,
crazy.
I'm all supportive of anyone who turns their life around. And she's on there on Twitter blasting the Hollywood degenerates. I'll just call them that. What do you think of that? Do you accept her on your side now? Or no, you got a racy past? Or because I'll be forgiving and accept people if they want to work for good. It's that Frederick Douglass, I believe, quote of, I'll work with anyone to do good and with no one to do evil. You know what I mean? And I appreciate someone like who has a powerful voice in that world of what I think is such horrible influence of hip hop on people. What do you think of her trashing all those people? I love it. As the kids say, I'm here for it.
I love it. I think it's hilarious. I think it's great because she might be the biggest star to come out in support of Trump, full-throated, and go to his events, the movie premiere, Turning Point. She's the first huge A-list star to do that. Now, props to all the other ones that do, the Kevin Sorbos of the world and shit like that, but his star isn't as bright as Nicki Minaj's. She's an A-list, #1 worldwide celebrity. So that #1 is cool. #2, to hear somebody with that platform and that voice professing their belief in God, supporting Donald Trump, and shitting on Hollywood. I mean, that's fucking, we call it a
what
grand
else
slam.
can you ask for?
And she told Don Lemon, she called him a cocksucker. And then the other day she's on a podcast. She's like, what do you say to Don Lemon? She's all, cocksucker, stop. And people are giving her shit for that, but isn't that kind of
isn't he proud to
the
be
battle
that?
on that side?
But
isn't that
to do that?
But that's a prerequisite for being in that club is you gotta get one in your mouth, right? So I don't see what the problem is with that. It's just the truth, but maybe that's the problem. It's the truth. But to see her doing that is fucking awesome. And I hope that other artists on her level, or maybe not, but close to it, but other artists, period, other celebrities, period, come out in support of that. And why wouldn't you? And I'm not saying they got to get on vocal and start putting posts and shit, but certainly don't cower and allow that shit to happen and don't say anything. Like, if that's what you believe, that's what you believe. If people aren't going to fuck with you, they're not going to fuck with you. And people who aren't going to fuck with you based on you supporting the truth, fuck them.
Right.
Whatever. But, you know, maybe their money is that important to them. They're not going to do it, but it'd be good to see. It'd be good to see other celebrities. And this isn't some crazy shit. This ain't no flat earth theory. This isn't some wild, you know, recently concocted nonsense. This is just what got us here.
Yeah.
This is how successful societies work. Boys over here, girls over there. Don't do this to people. Don't do that to people. You know, just shit like that. If you're not supposed to be here, you need to go. If you're breaking the law, you need to be punished. If you don't want to be punished, don't break the law. You know, when people talk about, you know, prison, it's terrible. They do this and they do that. Yes, I support that. I believe that people should be treated humanely, but stay out of the prison system and you won't have to deal with any of that bullshit.
Right.
So stay out of that kind of stuff. Don't break the law. And you don't got to worry about law enforcement. I've gone days, weeks, years without dealing with law enforcement because I fly under the fucking radar. I don't break the law. You know, the occasional lead foot on the highway. All right, you got me. But that's about it.
Right.
It was funny yesterday. So we became friends through our kids. They played soccer together. And so when we see each other, we're all cool. We've gone out, had a couple beers together and stuff. And so yesterday, my son and I are playing catch in the street in front of our house. And we look, you know, car, whichever one of us sees the car coming behind the other person, we first, hey, car. So my son says car.
If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, there is a way to say car. Car. You have to say it like that.
It's always like that. Car. Always like that. It's never car.
You have to say it that
always
way.
Car. So he tells me car. And so we step out of the way and I'm looking and I look back at my son and I hear whoop, whoop, like the cop. I was like, what the fuck? I looked and it was my buddy. He works for SAC PD, but he was in an unmarked car. He was in like a regular like SUV. And he hit the little root, put the lights on real quick. I was like, what the fuck? And he pulled up like, yeah, what's up? And my son was like, Dad, I thought we did something wrong. I was like, no. It's like, it's all good. And like he said, hey, what's up? To my son and everything. And then he recognized who he was and it was all cool. But it was pretty funny when he pulled up and did that shit. But you know, it was so surprising to him because we don't ever deal with the cops. Dad don't ever deal with no fucking police. You know, that's one of the foreign to us, as it should be.
It reminds me of one of the greatest cell phones of all time. The leftists are like, all the cops are racist pigs. They are literally hunting black people down in the streets.
Yeah.
Cops must wear cameras, body cameras. That couldn't have backfired harder on the left, the body cameras. Yep. That showed us that the opposite was true.
Yep.
Yeah. So
and the numbers that you thought were low, they're even lower. And that shit never happens away. And it's not like cops got the body cams and like, all right, guys, now we got to start being decent people. Now we got to start being good cops because now they're looking out. They were like that because body cams do catch cops doing bad shit. But because and that's no shocker.
I'm not talking about the.
It's not a shocker that.
Go. I'll let you go. Sorry.
But no, it's no shocker that, yeah, there are going to be people out there in any job who fuck up, but the overwhelming majority of what's caught on those body cams is the police doing their job and people fucking up.
Right. And that's what my point was about the cameras. It wasn't so much like, oh, the police are going to behave now at the camera. That's immaterial to me. Because the camera doesn't make the shithead resist arrest and wrestle the cop. And that's what the cameras are catching. Oh, this guy that got beat up or shot or whatever, he was fighting the police, dude. What are you thinking fighting the cops? You know, like, don't do shit like that. Yes, sir. Hands behind your back. And if the cops are wrong, that's why we have lawyers. Sort it out in court. You know?
Let him be wrong. Let him be.
I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. My uncle was a lawyer. This is not legal advice. But my uncle told me, shut your fucking mouth. yes, sir, you cooperate, and you go to jail if they take you, and you shut your fucking mouth. And then you call me, your lawyer uncle. And that's it.
Yep.
You shut your mouth and behave, and it'll be fine. You know?
Yeah. But when you start the interaction with, the fuck do you pull me over for? Uh-oh. Well,
Right.
now this is probably going to go badly, and they're going to tell you to do something. You're not going to do it, and that's going to lead them to actually step out of the car. You're not going to do that either. No. You're going to start fighting, and they're going to call backup. Never. I've never
I have to
even
admit,
come close to that.
I have to admit, Gil, I did that once. I snapped at a cop, and I didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. He let me go. But when I was in college, I had 3 fucking jobs. I worked at Home Depot. I worked drawing and writing the cartoons for my school newspaper, and I worked as a graphic artist and designer at the city newspaper. And Saturday was a doozy because I'm going to school all week and working all week. And then on Saturdays, I would wake up to go to Home Depot at 5 a.m., work my 8-hour shift, come home for like an hour to eat, you know what I mean, eat, whatever, shower, and then go to the newspaper from like 3 to 11 at night. So I'd get out, and the newspaper, you could be there 11, 12. So I'm up from, 4:30 until past midnight. 2 different jobs, plus homework, plus 2 kids and a wife. Sleep was at a premium when I was in college. And I was driving home from the Greeley Tribune, the newspaper, at, midnight, 1 a.m. after working from 5 a.m. at Home Depot, full shift there. I'm driving home at 1 a.m. and it's a bad industrial part of town. I have to drive through to get back to my house where I lived in Colorado. And cops patrol the bad part of town because that's where all the action movies took place. I get it.
Hello.
And he pulls me over in my car at 1 a.m. What are you doing out here? And, if I could go back in time to me in 2002 or whatever, I'd slap him for saying this. I said, I'm coming home from my second fucking job. What are you doing out here? And to his credit, he believed me and felt bad for me and said, hey, man, just get home safe. If you need to complain, here's a card. My badge is blah, blah, blah. He could have taken my ass out of the car, thrown me on the ground, blah. I never mess with cops, but I just had an ass full of it that day, probably from Home Depot. It sucked. Newspaper, I'm on 3 hours of sleep, and I don't know why I said that. This is one of the stupidest things I've ever done in my life.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing out here? I'm coming home from my second fucking job. What are you doing out here?
What are you doing out here? I'm just arresting assholes. That's what I'm doing.
But see, this is 24-year-old Gabe or something like that, or 23-year-old me. You're a young man, and you sometimes you slip, man. You do or say something real stupid. Yeah. So, but thank God, nothing happened to me. He just said, all right, get home safe.
Just like Jim Norton said, you ever want to put words back in your mouth with a shotgun? Yep.
You say something and you see the words come out of your mouth.
No. Those words move fast. Those words move real fast.
Can you imagine turning to a cop and not cussing, not calling him a piece of shit, but cussing, what the fuck are you doing out here? Can you imagine? I can't believe I did that. It's insane.
Yeah, and if his day was as bad as yours, that could have been.
Oh my God!
It would have at least been shitty for you,
right? I didn't have a great car. I look Mexican-ish. I'm driving through the crazy gangster Mexican part of town at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
But he did stop me for no reason. He didn't say you ran a light, you ran a stop, because I'm a safe driver. I annoy people at stop signs because I stop the car 100%. I don't roll stop. And I'm always looking at my rear view don't hit me. I'm actually going to stop. So he didn't have a reason to pull me over. He wanted to know what I was doing there. And I think that's what irritated me. But I should have listened to Uncle Dave and said, I'm just coming up from work. I'm tired. I shouldn't have yelled at him. Mm-hmm. Not good. But,
99 of 100 cars going through there at 1 o'clock in the morning in that part of town, they're doing something fucked up.
Probably not great.
Fucking got a prostitute in there, guns, drugs. There's a reason. And I think if people just took a little bit of that with them into their interaction with police, it would end a whole lot better. And I'm not talking about normal people, because normal people would show respect and understand, but it just takes some understanding. There's a reason that the cop is fucking with you right now. You did something, or you're in an area where people do stuff at this time. So that's why. But if people would just keep that in mind, it is fucking, and it sucks. I've gotten tickets before and all that bullshit, but you don't hold court in the street. Let that cop, you be a fucking angel, be a Boy Scout or Girl Scout, do everything you're supposed to. And if that cop's a dick or they're disrespectful, if you can, record it or just file a complaint just like anybody else. Because the fact that you're going to go down there and file a complaint, go through all that bullshit, there's probably some truth to your complaint. So do it that way. If it bothers you that much, you felt that disrespected, do it that way because that's the way it's supposed to go. There's a system set up to hold these police accountable. Fucking do that. Well,
if I'm being completely honest, I completely understand his viewpoint. Like that is like a bad gang-filled part of town. It was a dangerous part of town. I was driving through to get to my house, and we lived on the edge of it. There was a drug house 3-4 houses down from me. I don't have any proof it was a drug house, but there were cars coming and going every 10 minutes all night, late into 2-3 in the morning. Like, what else is that? That's just people picking up drugs, right? That's what I've seen in the movie.
Selling near a bakery.
And there was a shooting. There was a drive-by, like out of a fucking rap video or movie. My next door neighbor, who shared a garage. The property I lived on, it was from the 1910, 1920s, and it had a shared garage in the property deed. So like the driveway was shared between two houses, and the garage building was a separate building, and that's how close it was. And it was shot up. There were 4 or 5 holes in the fucking house the next morning. So I didn't live in a good neighborhood when I was in college. It was not great. So I understand his point. You know, you got a Mexican guy at 1 in the morning in a shitty car. You know, what is he doing? It's like, well, officer, I've been working for 23 hours straight. So
anything else, you fucking prick?
Here, go get a fucking donut and throw him $1.
Yeah. Had his day been shitty?
Yeah. You might have pulled me out of the car.
You would have walked away at least like with a ticket.
Yeah.
You know, at the very least.
Yeah, that was not smart. I got a Tijuana story, but I'll save it. I got a Tijuana story with the Federales, the police down there, but I'll save that one for another day. So, and that wasn't wise either. So,
yeah, it sucks dealing with cops in America. I can't imagine they don't get that much better dealing with them in another country. Fuck that.
Well, I'm not gonna say anything on the air. If you want to know about Tijuana, you guys all know what Google is. So you ever been there? You ever been to TJ?
No, I've been to Mexico, but not TJ. Okay. I feel like I've been there, vicariously through other people. I get it.
I go there. I got that century pass to cross the border quickly, and I love going there and getting tacos.
Well, see, you're going there for tacos. All the stories I've heard from all my friends and shit have gone there. It wasn't for tacos. Those are pink tacos.
I'm going there in the middle of the day on a Tuesday. I'm not going there Friday.
You're going there as a tax-paying, law-abiding adult with lineage. They're going down there. It's
not going to
21-year-old
psycho. 1 a.m. on Friday, right?
Right. The lights aren't red enough in this district. Where do you guys keep the red lights around here?
No, the real red ones, like a fire.
Yeah. Right this way, sir. Thank you.
Los luces rojos.
Sí. Sí, señor. So you're there for 2 totally different reasons.
I found the spot. It's a chain called Taconazo. And I crossed the border on foot. That's the best way. I'm not parking in Mexico because it takes forever to drive back through the security. So I park, I walk across, you just jump in an Uber. I was paranoid about using Uber in a foreign country. Then I'm like, what are you paranoid about? It's the internet, dude. It's like $2-3 to use an Uber down there. And I went to Taconazo, but when I put it in, it was the wrong one. And I get out of the taxi and I'm at Tijuanazo. And I'm like, shit, I went to the wrong place.
That sounds different.
I go inside and eat. It's delicious. And then I call another Uber and I tell the guy, take me to the Taconazo, blah, 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 the other one I want to go to. And then he explains to me that I was at Taconazo and it's a chain. And there's a few of them around town. I will tell you this, the adobada taco, that's that big spinning trompo of orange and red meat, and they shave it off.
Yes.
The adobada with the crema, the cilantro, and the onion, con todo. They say con todo. That means with everything. I think that's the best taco I've ever had. It's so good. It's so good. And the taco shops in Tijuana, in Mexico, but in Tijuana, here's your word of the day, everyone. They're ubiquitous. They're everywhere. There's got to be thousands of them in town. And all the ones I've
how many of them are? But how many of them are like, you got to go there?
The ones I've tried, most of them. I mean, Tacos El Frank is not a Michelin star winning, but it's Michelin guide recommended, and it's
Yeah, I
pretty
mean
good.
everything's not going to be like that, but at least like, oh yeah, if someone hears you're going there, like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
gonna be
Tacos
good.
El Frank is really good. They've opened 2 in San Diego now. Las Ahumaderas. That means the smokers. That's like the original taco restaurants from the 60s on this one street. I've been over there a few times. That's pretty good. But my current favorite is Taconazo. And there's another one you can walk to from the border because it's only 2 blocks from the border called Tacos La Güera. And La Güera would be like the white girl. But when they say abuelita in Mexico would be like a light-skinned Mexican person. You know what I mean? So Tacos La Güera, that's a pretty good one too. And they make the tortillas fresh right there. So it's like raw, like, Play-Doh, put it on the plancha and toast it up into a hot, fresh tortilla with that juicy, fatty pork meat. And it's good. It's good times.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. It's delicious.
Beautiful thing.
Guys.
Just the fresh tortilla itself. But anyway.
Fresh tortilla with a little bit of butter or beans or a little bit of queso fresco. Damn. We're talking about good. Goodness. Guys, that's 2 hours. That's double impact. That's a show. Let's see. I'm one of those people that cilantro tastes. Oh, the cilantro tastes like soap. He has the genetics for that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Sucks, dude. Yeah.
Shitty.
That's too bad. Because cilantro is actually good. It's like fresh and herby. But for y'all folk, it tastes like dish soap. That's terrible. So.
But I think cilantro is one of those things where, you could stay away from cilantro pretty easily, I think.
You could do without it, but it adds such a nice fresh herb note. It really does. It adds just that little cilantro.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I don't have that ailment, if you will.
I'm
cool
convinced that there, if you read, we'll go in a second here, but that whole taster, non-taster, where different people can taste different chemical compounds in a different way. I am convinced that's why I don't like seafood. Because the way that seafood is described to me, and then the way it tastes when I put it in my mouth, that doesn't match what you're saying, Jericho. Because
how is it described to you?
You know how when you get like you're near the wharf, the stank smell of all the seagull shit, the sea lion shit, and the rotting carcasses of like the mollusks and all that, the rank ocean smell, that rank, like oof.
Yeah,
like
I know what you mean.
Public park bathroom stink. That's what seafood tastes like to me.
That's insane. Where are you getting your seafood from? In the dumpster?
I live mere inches from the ocean. I live in San Diego. It's fresh as can be, dude. It's gross to me. It's ugh.
Well, maybe you have that fucking cilantro thing, except it's with seafood. Your mouth's
maybe it is
broken.
The stank thing.
Maybe. But because there's no way that it has to be something like that, because every seafood doesn't have a real strong, pungent odor to it. Some seafood is very mild.
That flavor, period, weak or pungent, is so unappealing to me. It's,
I think there's something genetically wrong with your taste buds.
Think about, we're going into round 87 of our battle over how seafood sucks or not.
Yeah, and I'm 86-0. Let's go.
Can you imagine food's so bad, seafood? It's so bad that one of the biggest compliments you can give seafood is that it doesn't taste like seafood. It's not too fishy. It's fucking fish. It couldn't.
Yeah, but that's for culinary pussies who are barely dipping their toe into the wonderful world of seafood.
It's for the elite. The elite man. The elite man understands.
I'm scared. Fucking eat it.
Anything that tastes like ass water and smells like it too. No, thank you.
It's not true. Now, if you're getting into oysters and shit like that, yeah, those are gross. Oysters are gross, but that's a very.
I saw someone, a friend, his girlfriend. We went out. She got the sushi roll that looks like an ice cream cone, like the seaweed's like an ice cream cone. Rice. I don't know what this thing is called. Hand roll, rice, and then it had a bunch of little orange or yellow eggs on it, salmon, some fish. Then it had a sea urchin roe, which is the reproductive axe. So it's like a little yellow of like frosting of reproductive organs. And then the showstopper.
Fish
that
cock.
Wasn't disgusting enough. when you didn't think it could be any more vomitrocious, to make up a word, a raw quail egg. What?
Well, but that's on the extreme end. That's on the deep end of seafood. That's crazy.
Oh, this is so good. Had to get a second one of these things.
No, I mean, I can see how people might find that appealing, I guess, but that's on the more extreme end. I'm talking like fried shrimp. That's not crazy. Calamari, that's not crazy. But yeah, egg roe and fucking raw egg. Yeah, what the fuck? That's
crazy. Was at on Father's Day, I went to Petrosin in Hollywood. It's one of the very expensive restaurants. My daughter used to live in Hollywood doing her stand-up, and she lived there during Father's Day. So we had lunch at Petrosin. You can look it up. It's ultra bougie, ultra expensive. And out of curiosity, I'm like, let's order caviar as an appetizer. Never had it. They give you these,
you do that?
Little fucking black eggs from Russia and sturgeon or something. Then they give you like creme fraiche. It's not sour cream. It's like thickened clotted cream.
Creme fraiche.
Creme fraiche, because you're Francais. Chopped egg yolk, chives, and like red onions diced. You're supposed to make a little pizza out of it on a bellini, which is a tiny little pancake. And I could just smell it like fish. Like, I took one of these little stupid fish eggs and bit it. It popped, which was revolting. And then it just tasted like dirty ocean water. And I'm like, I'm good. You guys, and no one liked it. My son ate it. He can eat seafood. My wife can eat a tiny bit of seafood. And my daughter's like me. She's like, no thanks. So I wasted,
but that's like
very expensive caviar.
That's the only extreme end of seafood. That's like, ooh, I want to get into rock music, and you go to a fucking death metal concert. Like, you went to the extreme fucking, yeah, like what the, there's so much better rock music before you get to that. Like, that was very extreme.
Yeah, I went.
So like, both examples you've given me are very extreme.
Yeah, because it's either caviar or like fish sticks with tartar sauce.
Yeah. You, for some reason, are gravitating toward the most disgusting part of seafood. I wouldn't eat that shit. Caviar. I mean, to try it. So yeah, I had caviar, but other than that, once I've had it once, fuck no.
How often do you think I'm going to Petrosin Bistro?
Yeah, but you knew damn good and well you weren't going to eat that fucking.
Well, that's not.
You don't like seafood, so you're not going to eat fucking caviar. That's crazy.
You see people eating it, they're like, oh, it's so exquisite.
If you would have told me, oh, I tried a fried shrimp, I'd be like, all right, but caviar, yeah, fuck that. That's gross. It was fish cum or whatever. Like they jerk a fish off on that fucking thing.
It was very bad. It was gross.
And I'm sure eat it while it's still warm. Hurry up, sir. We just harvested it. You gotta eat it while it's still 98.6.
I saw a video of them harvesting caviar. They take the sturgeon, the fish, split its belly and squeeze it out right into the tin. Like the branded
fresh.
You don't wash this stuff?
Fresh.
That is disgusting, dude.
Fucking
it's so disgusting.
And the male fish already fertilize them. He's like, go, go, go. Go.
What are we
Seal
doing?
that can. Seal it.
I am convinced all this stuff, lobster, all this hideous things people eat, it was because they were starving, and there was just nothing else to eat. This
could be
freaky shit.
But they're hard to get. That's why they're so expensive.
That's true.
They're very hard to get. No one's swimming out in the Bering Sea and grabbing some fucking crabs out of the water.
Right.
Unless you want to die. The fucking ocean is insane. So.
All right, guys.
Hey,
well,
seafood's great. I win again.
We took down Hollywood. I yelled at a cop. I do regret it. What else did we talk about? I don't know what we talked. We talked about the mind control program where they made me and other children like government agents or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't say peppermint watermelon. Do not say that.
You killed somebody when you were a kid, for sure.
No.
Probably a lot of people. And then you're watching your mom standing in the living room horrified at this footage of all these dead bodies in some foreign land. You're like, Mom, that's so sad. Little did she know, you fucking did that.
I'm telling my mom what's about to happen on the news before it happens.
How did you know that, son? Oh, I just went to my gate program. Good night, Mom.
This Wild Boy sad gumbo. I'll have gumbo with sausage and chicken. No shrimp. Hold the shrimp.
Yeah, I'll have a seafood dish. Hold the seafood. I don't think that's how it works. I have a burger. Hold the burger, though.
No,
Just
I
give me
got
lettuce
gumbo
and
with just
tomato and
chicken
pickle.
sausage. That's a style.
It's not gumbo. It's chicken and sausage stew. It's not gumbo. It has to have seafood.
That's
in
not
it.
what they call it at Disneyland.
It's called seafood gumbo. It's not gumbo. If it's just called gumbo, it's bullshit.
Well, I got sausage and chicken gumbo at Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen at downtown Disney in Anaheim.
You got stew, not gumbo.
Well, it was delicious. Thank you very much.
You're gonna eat your you're gonna eat your fucking soup?
Is there something wrong with the soup? Is there a reason you're not eating it?
Is there a reason you didn't clean your bowl?
Gosh, it seems like you're insulting the chef.
Goofy, shut the fuck up. I got it.
My goodness. Okay, guys. Next Tuesday, we'll be back and we're giving away that belt. Go to Big Man Comics. Pre-order the Ensemble Tyrus. It's going great. We have 6 different covers. The book is done. Jericho, you've read it, right?
I'm reading it.
And how is Junior enjoying it? Does he like it?
Loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. He's loving it.
You show him those promos of the action figures I sent you?
No, not yet.
You should show him that. It blows my...
But once you do, then it has to happen. Or it's dad.
Right. Oh, we can't go yet. I have to tell you something great. I need 5 more minutes. So my son saw a Darth Vader meme on the internet and showed Big Baby. She's now 3 years old and 2 months, so she can understand narratives and movies and stories now at a basic level. So she's like, Darth Vader, and blah, blah, blah. We explained it to her. So I said, let's watch Star Wars. We watched the first Star Wars 2 nights ago, and she was riveted. She loved every second of it. What did they do to Princess Leia? Who's this guy? I fight him. I get an airplane. I fight Darth Vader. Blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. Loved it. And I told her there's more. There's 2 more. I'm not going to tell her about them.
Yeah, there's only 2 more, kiddo.
2 more. Believe me. And so I went to dinner with my wife last night, but my daughter watched Empire Strikes Back with Big Baby. And I come in the door and the movie's just ending. And she's got the most serious look on her face. And you remember in Empire Strikes Back, they freeze Han Solo in carbonite? You remember that? Mm-hmm. He gets frozen in the big block of carbon, whatever. Big Baby looks at me and she's like, they put Han Solo in a rock.
He's like, you're not going to believe this one. You're going to believe this one ended.
She couldn't believe it that they put him in a rock. Her mind was blown. Her mind was blown. And then she's like, I fight Darth Vader. I bite his finger and all what she's going to do to Darth Vader to stop him. And then I told her that maybe Luke and his friends, Lando and everyone, they can save Han Solo from that rock. They got to go to Jabba's palace. And she's like, I'm scared. I don't want to go to Jabba's palace.
I don't want to go there. You got to see it through. You're almost there.
But she was like a 40-year-old man who just saw all his stocks evaporate from the stock market. When I came in the door, she was just like, $1,000.
It's over. It's over.
She's like, they put Han Solo in a rock. She couldn't believe it. She had to tell me.
They'll never get him out. They'll never get him out.
But yeah, she loves Star Wars, and I will not show her the new ones. Never happened. Never happened. So,
yeah, don't do that to her. One of her asshole friends 20 years from now will ruin it for her.
Yeah, if she asked me, I said, some stupid people who don't really know how to make Star Wars. They made some bad movies.
They weren't connected to this.
They screwed up. It was a dumb thing. Nobody likes it.
Like,
so don't worry about it.
You lied to me. You didn't tell me about what they did in 1999. I'm sorry.
Listen, I was trying to protect you.
Yeah, I was trying to protect you from as long as I could, but I knew someday we'd have to talk about Revenge of the Sith.
Right. But now it's going to be Return of the Jedi tonight, and they're going to stick on something.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, bask in those for as long as you can.
Oh, and then Grandma's here, my wife, Mad Moxie says, and then she said they cut off Luke's hand. That's right.
That was traumatizing.
Right.
That was a very traumatic experience.
All right, guys. Hit the like, hit the share. He's JG Jock. He's JG Talk.
No.
Too.
Yes.
On Instagram. He's all over YouTube. Jericho Green. You know him. You love him. And he's got new merch in his store, some new T-shirts and stuff like that. Please check those out. Adorn yourself with them. I've got awesome shirts. I've got awesome comics. And I'm giving away a belt. And you can do whatever you want with this belt. If you know any consenting women that need an attitude adjustment, I've got just what you need.
Just what they need.
It's about 0.5 centimeter thick. and it won't fix anyone's attitude.
Yeah. That won't fix it. It can't be fixed.
Yeah, cannot be fixed. All right, guys. Tuesday, we're giving the belt away. Adios.